We should be live.
Good morning, Monad community and friends from all over the world. This is episode 14 in the morning. Welcome back. We have special guests today, lots to chat through. You probably recognize the guest on my left over here, the infamous possibly Spam. Welcome to the show.
Thanks for having me. This is awesome.
This is morning number 2 for you?
Yeah, but this is the first time I get in the studio. It was just Zoom calling in last time.
This is 3 then.
Yeah, because you were at
East
Denver. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
East Denver, Monad in the morning on the road. I think that was episode like 2 or 3.
Yeah.
And Monad Games. Yeah, so Spam has been making appearances across the board.
I've been getting around.
Doesn't surprise me.
Well, it's great to have you back yet again. I've got some updates to chat through on the LFJ side of things. Of course, we have to spin this week. We've got other special guests coming on later in the show. And it's a great day for crypto.
Dude, I think this might, all things considered, this might be the best Monad in the Morning episode ever to date. We have a lot of cool special guests. It's Bitcoin Pizza Day.
Yeah.
We got Bitcoin all-time highs flying. Been euphoric the last few days. A lot of the reason for it is just there's something wholesome about Bitcoin going up. It's the purest crypto ethos. It gets the most attention, and when the intention of Bitcoin is validated, it just does a lot for crypto in general, right? Vibes are high, people want things, and yeah, people start flying around, dude. I love it. It's my favorite thing in the world.
On Bitcoin's biggest holiday, no less, Bitcoin Pizza Day. That's probably the most well-known, I guess holiday is like kind of the wrong word, but it is kind of a holiday.
It's a major holiday. Yeah, it's a Bitcoin holiday. I think that's fair to say. Yeah.
Honestly, it is Monad in the morning, and it certainly is morning time here on the East Coast. But I feel like we should probably order a pizza for the stream. We're going to be on here for a while.
Just order it on stream.
All right, I'm gonna order a stream or a pizza. I'm gonna order a pizza on stream.
In the notes, you have to have them come. Give them directions on how to bring it in here.
Yeah. We gotta bring the delivery guy on stream and wish him a very happy Bitcoin Pizza Day.
I wonder if he'll know what it is. He's like, dude, I literally just deliver pizzas. Like, we're like, you're on stream. He's like, dude, I don't want anything. It's like the no coin thing.
Yeah. Can we get him to put like the pepperoni in a B?
That's what I said to Dan. Yeah, I feel like we should. I mean, it feels right. We can ask.
Truffle Pig says, ask the delivery guy to spin the wheel.
Yes. Delivery guy wheel spin. That is all time.
All right, so I'm at special instructions. If possible, please arrange the ponies in the shape of a B because it's Bitcoin Pizza Day.
Yeah. Yes. All right, hit that order. I got to give a special shout out to our first IP ever, Chaos Walker. I know you've been waiting for the episode. I missed last week. I couldn't unblock you from main. I'm sorry. Those are just the rules. I break the rules, and I just abide by the rules. I actually also create them, so there's a little bit of nuance there. But I have to abide by the rules that I create. So it will be your time. I'm not going to unblock you right now, but I will soon. So that's coming for you. Do we kick off? It might even be turning into probably Spam at this point. I feel like he's evolving. Like he just took yeah, definitely Spam. He took like one of the candies from Pokemon Yellow, and he's like, oh man, possibly Spam's evolving. Yeah, he's got the new glasses on today.
Yeah, these ones are fogging up. I can't work under these conditions.
Yeah, we got some new swag and merchandise, and what do you call them? Like just knickknacks, cool things in the back, decorations for the stream.
Decor.
The background's looking real nice.
There's even the Bitcoin little thing. Oh yeah. Intern seen that one.
I haven't. I can't even see it right now.
Is that a real physical Bitcoin?
Holy smokes! What is this worth? Like $111,000 for one of these?
Yeah. Maybe we should pay the pizza guy with that.
That might be right. That'd be a crazy tip. You tip them a Bitcoin on Bitcoin Pizza Day. Tip delivery drivers. You know what? There's no tax on this.
Nice.
They just
huge.
announced it. If
Really?
you tipped a Bitcoin, might have some people looking into you going like, is this a real transaction? You just tip this guy a Bitcoin. But tip your delivery drivers. There's no tax on them. Shout out to all the people. It's a rainy day here in New York. If you're delivering in the rain, you deserve a tip. Maybe not a full Bitcoin, some form of tip, free of taxation.
Well, we have ordered the pizza. It should be delivered in about 30 to 40 minutes. So time for our special guest who's coming on at 11. We'll try and get the delivery man up here to spin the wheel, see if he's heard of Bitcoin, and see, more importantly, if he's heard of Monad, the world's performant EVM.
It is very performant. It's also extremely low hardware requirements, which add to centralization. It's very important. On Bitcoin Pizza Day, we celebrate the crypto ethos, which Monad is trying to proliferate and expand in a performant way. We also got a wheel to spin. It only makes sense that probably spam, maybe definitely spam by the end of the day, will hit the first wheel spin. We got to pick someone.
Well, we actually have a couple open slots on the wheel as well. Looks like we currently have 4 open slots, and I'm wondering what we should add onto the wheel. Is there anything from LFJ that we could possibly put on there?
Oh, a chain delivered.
Yeah, not actually. Yeah, that'll be.
I think your thing's backwards, by the way.
Started over.
Yeah, can we read that? But no, I've been working with Ron, one of the French nads, hooking up little fun testnet NFT collection, like just for testnet, called the Monad Cartel. Honestly, can't shout out Ron enough. Bro's absolutely cracked with that. I'm super jealous. This is flipped again.
Mhm.
Intern just giving me the implicit. But yeah, I would love to give away some Monad Cartel white to some special viewers if they get so lucky on the spin.
Ooh.
So is this a testnet mint coming up from?
Yeah, so it's gonna be on the 27th, targeting like right after Shark Tank, and it's just gonna be like there's gonna be the mint itself. We're gonna distribute a bunch of whitelists throughout the community, but then Ron also took a pretty big initiative to plan out like this whole game series in the Monad, and then a couple different Monad eco discords as well. So should be a fun thing. I know like a lot of people have probably gone to the Monad ecosystem site and have probably done transactions on everything. So there's another fun thing to kind of get the time going and work with the community while we're waiting for mainnet.
Hell yeah.
Beauty. Well, I know there's a bunch of updates as well chat through on the LFJ side. So I'm going to add, Spam, we got to get
Speaking
you.
of the mic, Billy.
We got to get you talking into that mic, man.
There's the chat is saying there's some lag and stuff, but I don't know if it's something we have the ability to control.
Oh, whatever. We'll power through the lag. We
Sorry,
also,
guys.
speaking of the ecosystem hub, we have an announcement that hasn't been sent out yet. It will probably be sent today, of a new ecosystem hub that you should check out. It's going to be very cool. It's with a very large crypto company that went above and beyond in a hub to highlight a lot of the apps that are building on Monad testnet. And you should check it out. Stay tuned for that announcement. Again, I think it'll happen later today. Depends if Intern Bra and Sherlock Hoddles are kicking around. But yeah, keep an eye out for that. Check it out when it goes live. Very, very nice.
Beautiful. So we tell whitelist for the upcoming LFJ testnet mint. I went ahead and I added 1,000 testnet mon as a prize up here because we want to help fund some testnet trading, some experimentation, valuable feedback for the LFJ team on the testnet deployment.
A suggestion, Danny?
Yeah, by all means.
Can you add a 0 to that? Woo! 10,000 testnet mon.
I mean, if intern says I'm gonna move this comma over, and
Yeah, move that comma around. Get a little 10,000 act. 10,000 gets the people going.
It's not the Trace Comas Club, but
Dude, it's hard. Listen, it's hard to get testnet mod. Like I have no backdoor or anything. Like I'm out here grinding, trying to get it the same way as everyone else. 1,000, I'm about that. That's pretty good. 10,000, that's a real number. So
that's a real number,
look,
and it also is a very relevant number because it is the number of transactions that the protocol can finalize in a single second. Imagine that.
1 second, 2
Boom.
blocks, 1,000 transactions.
Boom. We have one more slot open wheel. I'm going to let you guys determine what that final slot is. I'm going to go out into the waiting room and make sure that we're not brutalizing the viewers at home with our lag here.
So Twitch is not as bad. It might be an X thing.
Oh.
So people are saying that Twitch is fine. X is choppy.
Elon, come on.
Well,
it's
join
Monad
the
in
Twitch.
morning.
Join the Twitch. What is it? It's Twitch
Subs to the
/
twitch.tv/pipeline_XYZ, I want to say.
I think that's correct.
That is correct. Of course it's correct. Join the Twitch, sub on the Twitch, clip this. We've got a lot of clippable moments upcoming. So
coming up.
Yeah, coming up very soon. Special guests. We in the house. We have 2 more guests who have yet to make an appearance. They'll be here later on. We've ordered a pizza for Bitcoin Pizza Day. We've got one more slot to fill on the wheel. I'm still gonna go check and see how this lag is doing. It's not a Monad in the morning without a little bit of tech support. So
Beautiful.
You guys figure out what the last slot on the wheel is. I'll go make sure the viewers at home can tune in properly.
I think what we should do, go check on that, Danny. I think what we should do is have whoever the next special guest is fill the slot on the wheel. And if spam happens to spin it and it's the empty slot, whatever that person decides is what they will actually receive.
Yeah.
I
like that idea.
That being said, we have to spin the wheel. Spam, do you have an idea of what you would like to do to spin this wheel? How are people going to earn the right to spin the wheel right now? Let's not do that. I mean, the chat's probably already blown up with slurs. I think Twitch actually does block them, so it would be unfair to the Twitch viewers.
That's fair.
Somebody said, "Let's fucking Joe."
Oh, that's good. Who was that?
It's moving too fast.
Oh god.
Who's it? Did you see it? Amazing. Rich.
Chat, stop.
Bro.
Oh my goodness. I didn't even say what we were gonna do.
Amazing.
Right.
Here, wait, go, dude. I'm gonna take a picture of my phone.
Insane.
It's moving way too fast. Got it. Amazing A Rich.
That's just a John W. Rich kid all. I'm gonna be so pissed.
Winner, Amazing A Rich with the first wheel spin of the day by your favorite spam in a can. He's evolved spam. Eggs and spam. Let's see what Amazing A Rich is going to receive on this wheel.
So turn it slightly. There you go.
And just give it a whack.
Car.
James's car. James is giving away a new car.
This is the third one.
James
gonna
is
be
running
out
out
of
of
Yayos.
cars.
Pretty
You missed
soon.
it yesterday. Our last episode, we put this car on every single thing on the wheel because he came on and crashed it. So we just spotted it.
Unbelievable. So James's car, Amazing A Rich, you just won a new car. You are responsible for actually getting that car from James. Good luck. I know he actually has done it successfully in the past. So Amazing A
He's
Rich.
giving away 2 cars.
Yeah, at _J Hunsaker, HUNSAKER. Start tagging him. He owes you a car.
He knows.
He knows.
Yeah.
He knows the drill.
Yeah.
He gives away cars.
You can go tag him now. He knows. He's probably watching right now.
We can only hope. It was definitely kind of James on last week. He told us a little bit about some of the right curve that's going on with the Monad protocol, new implementation of cast, just making the consensus mechanism faster, more performant, and certainly enabling more global decentralization. We absolutely love that.
I love you, rich kid, the little shit.
We also had another pretty right curve announcement this week with Blockworks Research dropping a report on DeSci on Monad. DeSci, not to be confused with Phi. DeSci, I think, is an underrated vertical. We had Alex, the co-founder and CEO over at Nillion on the Pipeline podcast earlier this week, unpacking that announcement, as well as a little bit more on the data privacy side of which is a super cool episode. So recommend anyone who's tuning in right now, if you're interested, go check that out.
So
go check out the Blockworks
mean?
research report as
so
well.
DeSci, decentralized science. Another decentralized thing. Why not? Why not add a new one?
It's good.
So decentralized science, a little breakdown. The super high level, Nillion does a lot with private compute. An example of something that you could do with Nillion would be, hey, I want to create, doctor's advice from home is a big thing these days. A lot of ChatGPT. You might not want to give all of your health information to AI or even to a doctor online. So with Nillion, you could have your health information in. The doctor could check and basically see all the things that to know, but while concealing the actual information itself, so that you could get, accurate health information without putting your health data online for anyone in the world or Sam Altman or something to actually have access to. Very cool. Nillion, a lot of projects are using Nillion, building in the DeSci vertical on Monad.
So that could be great for like accountants too, because I know they have to be very strict on privacy for their clients, but being able to use AI tools to do that would be huge.
Yeah, there's a lot of really cool applications. I've always thought one very cool application of private compute, like even in 2017 when I first was going into the Ethereum rabbit hole, I'm like, voting for the US presidential election should be on chain. Why isn't it? Like, we have to go in, do paper ballots. There's it's hard to verify. You could do it on blockchain, but you probably don't want to have this public ledger that everyone can see who everyone voted for. Using ZK technology, using private compute, you would be able to have everyone vote from their phone in a verifiable way and have instant results. It's just an idea. Bitcoin's at all-time high. We're talking about ideas. I don't know. To me, it's exciting. That's been one of the core applications, I think, for myself personally, that I've been excited to see blockchain come into. And I hope someone does it with Nillion.
But I would imagine in order to make that happen, so you're talking about 375 million Americans. I don't know how many are voters. Maybe at least 100 or 200 million. I would imagine you need a pretty performant blockchain in order to facilitate all of that activity.
Yeah, if you want, say there's a 6-hour window for voting, and you have 300 million people, call it 250 use the blockchain. If you were to do it that way, 250 million in 6 hours, that's about 1 billion in a day, which is actually about 10,000 votes per second. Funny the way the numbers work out. A lot of things become possible and cool when you have performant tech, especially if you're using Nillion on top for private compute. There's cool applications. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying.
I think that's one of the maybe common misunderstandings in crypto at this stage, where there's a lot of chains out there, and there's been certainly a lot of innovation since the first Bitcoin pizza day, when they were just like, hey, let's see if we can use this thing to complete an actual real world transaction. We've come a long way as an industry from that stage, but there's still a lot of work to be done in order to really enable global apps to function at scale. And some of these use cases that have been talked about for a while, but just haven't been possible due to infrastructure constraints. And prior to really diving into all things Monad a couple years ago, I was under the impression, very naively, that we were already at a stage where the infrastructure was ready, but the apps hadn't been built yet. And I think that's somewhat of a common misunderstanding across the board, because certainly we see with this DeSci announcement, as the tech improves, new things become possible. And that is the core of what Monad is about.
Yeah, and to be clear, it's both, right? It's not like, hey, everyone's gonna build only infrastructure until we get it perfect, and then all the apps are gonna come out. It's like each marginal improvement makes a pretty big difference in what is possible. I always like to use this analogy, but it's like as internet gets faster and faster, you go from, you can only really use it for email, which is a big unlock, to, all of a sudden Facebook can exist, and now you have social networking, and then Instagram, now you have TikTok Reels. And it basically, the faster, the more performant things get, the more things that are possible to be built. And in the internet analogy, like now, basically everything we do is online all the time. We're just consuming more bandwidth and more power. I expect the exact same thing to happen with blockchain tech.
Speaking of new things that are being built, we've got Spam here from LFJ creating a magical trading experience on Monad. It is live on the testnet. And, well, I think we should spin the wheel here very briefly, and then we should talk a little bit about what's going on behind the scenes or in front of the scenes at LFJ. But without further ado, we must spin the wheel. We've got the chat. Let's make it happen. All right. So Spam, do you have any ideas how we could pick our next winner or victim?
You just do classic number. I'm just thinking of a number.
Dude, that's not bad. What does intern?
You're gonna destroy the chat.
What does intern think?
What do you think?
Yeah, I like the number. That's a good call.
Cool.
All right. We'll pick a number. That's perfect. What do you want to do for parameters? Is it like 1 to 100? Are we keeping it easy? Are we going with the classic intern, a number between 1 and a trillion?
Jesus. We'll keep it simple. 1 in 100. Oh my god.
Bro, yeah, good luck finding
all
it.
right.
Look at the.
Maybe not.
Oh, brutal. Oh my goodness.
I didn't even pick a number yet.
He hasn't even picked a number yet. Beautiful. Well, we've got about 100 billion jillion guesses coming in right now. I don't even know. We might need to switch up our criteria because this is
crazy.
We almost like can't go from the chat anymore because the chat is buzzing.
Dude, the chat. Look at it. I can't.
Yeah, you can't.
How do you see anything?
Unreadable.
Yeah, it's unreadable. And our chat here, for the viewers at home, our chat aggregates Twitch, Twitter, YouTube. So it is an absolute onslaught of guesses coming in right now. We haven't even picked a number, and I don't think we will.
Yeah, I don't think we can. Like this is
Just leave your finger on it and then open your eyes and see what that is.
Okay, all right. I'm gonna do it. Don't send huge blocks of text like John W. Rich Kid is currently doing. Thanks a lot, John. I'm gonna close my eyes and see. I can't even find this person anymore. It's like it's impossible.
Right, here, this is what I'm gonna do. I'm going to hit show on stream, and whoever ends up it going through on will be it. Sound good?
Okay. Yeah.
All right, ready and
Pure
go.
random.
Oh, it's moving too fast to even do that. Holy crap!
You guys are insane breaking the stream.
It's unusable. It's unusable.
What is happening?
This is like an NFT mint in 2021. When you're like, I need this, but it was already gone before it even opened.
Yeah, dude, it's you broke the chat. Like it's not.
Yeah, not even really loading anymore.
Guys, what?
Okay, here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna go pick up somebody from the Twitter comments. So we're gonna pick someone random who has commented on the Pipeline's
Can't even do it.
tweet with this live stream. So let's see. I'm gonna refresh the page here while you're waiting. feel free. Repost the pipeline stream on Twitter. Toss it a like. Toss a comment. Send it to your friends, your family, whoever. We're having fun here.
I mean, like, if your chat is not broken because there's so much going on, do you even have a live stream?
Okay, I got someone. I did a random scroll, and it landed on Kappas, who goes by at DIMAVOLSHEBNIK.
Really rolls off the
Yeah.
tongue.
Yeah, it's
Great
really
branding.
not the easiest name to follow. However, Kappas has created a ton of amazing motion graphics and animations for Monad, for projects building in the Monad ecosystem. Kappas's work is often featured on the pipeline. If you scroll back, even a couple days ago, I posted this awesome video that he made with the Monad logo sprouting wings and taking off. That was sweet. So we're going to spin for Kappas here. Let me just make a note that we have a spin for Kappas. All right, Spam, you want to do the honors, sir?
Yeah, let's get it going.
Turn it slightly, face the camera. There you go.
All
Yeah.
right, big money, big money.
James's card. We
Oh
got
you gotta
my
spin it again.
gosh.
We gotta spin it again. James is out of
Sorry.
cars.
Yeah. Oh, okay. So this one is blank. We have a special guest that's going to be stopping by. When that special guest gets here, they're going to choose what you win. That's it.
Okay. All right. I love it. I absolutely love it. So we've got a couple things going on. We've got obviously a lot of people trading on LFJ and want to give a little bit of an update. And we also have Fantasy Top double XP or double rewards week, not just double XP, double rewards on Fantasy Top. So I want to dive in on that as well in a bit. But first, what's going on in the world of LFJ?
So yeah, first things, I do come bearing some gifts
Wow.
for the wonderful hosts of.
You brought us a pipeline hat. Wow,
Oh,
thank you.
I've been wanting one of those.
Wow, thank you, Spam. That was so thoughtful. Where
we
did you
got
get
some-
it? LFJ.
We got
Let's
some LFJ chains.
Wow.
For the boys. And an,
What an honor this is. Thank you, Spam.
and an
Which
ultra
way?
special one. I know John's not here, but I do know he is just an LFJ super fan, and possibly Spam super fan. I love all my fans, especially John.
Wow,
we're
Spam.
gonna-
Thank you.
We're gonna see. Hopefully, we can put this over John's fat body. Ah, there we go.
Nice.
Danny, that chain looks pretty good on you over there.
It does?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, thank you.
Is it
I
this
mean-
plated or solid gold?
This is solid gold.
Nice.
Yeah, we have.
It's
very
heavy.
generous.
Yeah, it's
They gave me a big budget over at LFG to make these chains. But so I've been wearing this around New York City and the mask. Feel like slightly ridiculous sometimes, but it's also New York, so I kind of blend right in.
You're the most normal person here.
Well, I don't know about that.
But no, I had guys calling me like, he's like, "Oh, you an OG? You an OG?" I'm like, "Sure."
I didn't even notice Danny's wearing a new hat over there. Where'd you get that thing?
This is
That's
this
OG.
is really
Yeah.
OG. So when I joined the foundation team a couple years ago, these were, I think, like the only rope hats that we had.
Yeah.
And this was my daily driver for a very, very long time, to the point where it got a little dirty. It got a little beat up and decrepit. And I had to ask around to see if anybody had a clean version of this black rope hat. And thankfully they did. So I got another one, but these are pretty darn rare. They are not in production anymore, but they're a great touch. So I appreciate that. And I know longtime Pipeline super fan G Orwell has rocked this probably every day for like 2.5 years. So shout out the early nads that have the the very OG black rope hat. It's a good one.
That was one of my first intern tasks. Is I had to box and ship a hat to Orwell.
Really?
Yeah, he made like a whole custom meme package for us, and I sent him a hat.
Yeah, he's been we've met him a couple times at different Nads meetups, and honestly, it's just so cool to see the community journey from like the early days of like bopping around the OG Telegram. We were all spending probably like 17 hours a day in there. It was
playing lumberjack.
crazy. Yeah.
Speaking of OG community members,
Dude, the chat is saying to leave it blocked.
Even blocked?
They're already what are they, mind readers? Chat, are you reading minds here?
Well, I asked in there.
Oh, okay.
Sean W. Riskin just called you?
Yeah, you tried to call me. That's my fans, you know. That's how they are.
all right. Well, the perks of being on the stream is that I can ignore what the chat has to say. Chaos Walker, you've been a great sport over the last couple of weeks. I think you've earned the unblock. Got my finger on the trigger.
Yep.
All
Love
right,
that.
you're free,
Well
Chaos
deserved.
Walker. Congratulations. Thanks for playing along. And I had an idea. I don't know if this is allowed, but I think since he's been such a good sport about it, he's played along. I suggest a new wheel spin slot of Chaos Walker chooses someone for main to block.
Wow.
So he can kind of pass it down to a new person if it lands on it.
So the main account block will just replace with Chaos chooses.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. All right. Those are the
And then
rules.
whoever gets it next when they're released, it can go to that person.
So I was gonna say intern makes the rules on this show, but then I realized it's been like 25 minutes since we've replaced intern with his IRL brother, intern bra, and we haven't said a peep about it. Has anyone in the chat said anything? Like,
Not
intern
really.
left,
I don't think
and
they
intern
noticed.
bra came on, and nobody noticed. That is crazy.
It's no, he was here the entire time. There was
Yeah, what are we
glitching
talking
on their screens.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
I have
sure.
one of those like VTuber like identity things on.
Yeah,
You're just
yeah.
masking me.
All AI.
Yeah.
So, Chaos, there was a bunch of people saying not to unblock you. So maybe make some notes if it lands on that.
Yeah, I mean it's cutthroat in the community. But yeah, I mean I do want to touch on LFJ a bit as well, because I think if I'm correct, there's some new features coming up. Is that possible, or have I heard incorrectly, Spam?
Yeah, I mean, the devs over at LFJ amaze me every day. I mean, I think that's probably very similar here. But yeah,
Gotta love good devs.
they ship like nothing else, and on being on the marketing side makes my job a hell of a lot easier when I have things to talk about. But even over the last like 3 months, the entire LFJ site has kind of gone through a pretty big overhaul, adding like a bunch of new features. You know, I think our main goal was everyone in crypto uses like their browsers are just all little micro because they got Dex Screener and CoinGecko and you know, different aggregators and stuff like that you have to go to 10 different sites to make one trade. So the goal for LFJ over the last few months has been to make a site where you have your screener, you have your terminal, you can draw all your TA, you can look at all the relevant statistics that you want, and then you can make a trade from there without having to hop through a bunch of different sites to try to get it. And then how crypto goes, you're looking at a meme coin, you go from one site to look at the chart, another site to go buy it, and it's already 2x in price, and you just missed out on a nice low return. So that's like the main dev side stuff. We also have like a trenches page. Token Mill version 2 is coming out soon. All the contracts are in audit, so a lot of stuff cooking. And yeah, like I said, makes my job a lot easier as marketing side. Then should we touch on the series?
Yeah.
I was just about to ask you because it's you guys are doing. So one of the things that I guess I feel like Web3 marketing is not the best out there, and you guys are really kind of pushing some limits on that, and it's you have some stuff cooking that's pretty funny. So tell us about it.
Yeah, so this is actually the first time I'm leaking. I didn't run this by anyone, but I don't
It's spam.
illegal alpha coming up. But so we have a series called the LFJ Test Lab. It's kind of just like I would describe it as like trading times jackass, where I risk bodily harm, public dignity. Really to just try to show you can trade on LFJ from anywhere. So I've been recording some different content in NYC and then in a bunch of random public places that really showcase that you can trade with LFJ under any conditions. It's been fun. It's a little out of my comfort zone, but it's awesome.
Are we gonna see you trading while skydiving?
Potentially, like that was what originally started off the idea. Was we had one of our
I see Danny's got something.
No, I just think that's a fantastic idea, and I hope your parachute opens. And also, I hope you hit a winner in the air.
yeah, hit a 10x while parachute.
You'll land and it's already rugged.
Yeah.
That would be the epitome of crypto.
As long as the parachute doesn't rug, we're good.
Yeah, that is certainly more important. But I'm looking forward to that for sure. I think more people just getting shots on net, being creative, and also doing the things that you like to do. So a lot of people are, and myself included, when I was first looking at Monad and other projects in the crypto space and trying to find ways that I could add value and ultimately become a part of massive growth, you inherently just like look for examples of, oh, what has somebody else done? Like, how has this path been blazed previously? But the real like upside and personal growth, I think, comes from doing something very unique and doing it really well. And the things that you can do really well are the things that you're already good at. And Spam, you're an entertainer, you're charismatic, just as the psychic said in Monad games. So doing the things that you love to do and somehow like organically bringing in the product or the community or the team or the movement that you represent, I think is really very much so the way to go. Our guest who's coming on in about 20-25 minutes is definitely going to be able to speak to that in more detail. But I'm certainly excited for this series coming out. Everyone should definitely go follow Spam, go follow LFJ, and when that content comes out, reshare it, clip it, meme it, have some fun.
Yeah, that's even from Monad games. Some of the clips and memes that people would just take of my face and interns, and then obviously the hot chip, hot jelly bean and chocolate challenge.
You got the chip. Maybe it's on
you pulled it off.
Oh, it's over there.
Yeah.
Well, sometimes we've got some goofy stuff in the background, and we do podcasts in here as well. And like, it's not exactly the vibe, but we have fun on Monad in the morning. And it's also Fantasy Top double rewards week. So
Should we spin the wheel before we get into that?
I think we have to. Good call, Justin.
Let's go. Intern Bra has yet to spin the wheel, so I think we
pass
should.
the wheel on down to Intern Bra.
Is there a way I can rig it to land on the block one? just love bomb and chaos right now. Is that good angle?
Yeah. So, all right, we got to decide who this is going to. Let's see. I don't want it to go crazy.
Yeah, no, I'm just waiting for it to go 0 to 60.
I know. I mean, it's already started.
I mean, we could do somebody who has commented on the pipeline stream again. It's not the most creative, but we can't see this chat. Like
it goes too crazy. Yeah, I mean, I could also just do a random hit, like blind. My eyes are closed, and I'll just hit show. Does that work?
Yeah, let's do it.
Treasure-o.
All right.
Congratulations, Treasure-o.
Hope you're feeling lucky.
All right, I'll hold it for you.
Oh, that was an efficient spin.
Oh my gosh.
Blocked by Maine?
Yeah.
Drop your Twitter. Sorry.
Well, no, it's
Oh, chaos. Wow. I swear it's not rigged, but yeah, chaos. Pick someone.
Wait, but so this just we kind of like don't give Treasure O a prize.
Okay, he'll get a respin, but I think chaos needs to get his pick in.
Okay. Chaos gets a pick.
And somebody clipped that because he literally said,
Are we sure it's not rigged?
I tweeted this morning when Bitcoin was making all-time highs on Bitcoin's holiday, Bitcoin Pizza Day. The most entertaining outcome is the most likely, and that continues to prevail. This is the most entertaining outcome, so it has to happen. Chaos, we look forward to hearing who you choose to block.
let's spin
From the
again
main
for Treasure O.
All right.
Yeah, we can't leave Treasure O.
Just so
hanging.
you know, Treasure O, if it lands on main account block again, then you are blocked.
Yeah, nothing you can do.
So, all right, give it a good spin this time. There, that was. What does that say? Oh, cartel whitelist.
Hey,
Let's
that's
go.
our first whitelist. Nice.
Congrats.
Bingo, that's a good one for Treasure O. Not a waste.
He says, "What did I win? I don't understand. Tell me."
Okay, so let's actually run through that again. So what's the cartel? What's the whitelist? When mint? Who did the art?
Yeah, so we got Doo Ron carrying a lot of this on his back. Again, can't shout him out enough. But it's a testnet NFT that's going to unlock like a full range of games that are going to be hosted around the Monad Discord and the Monad ecosystem by a bunch of big names, the big community members that we have them. We call them lieutenants. So stay tuned. There'll be more chances for other people to win whitelists. G-Van will be giving some away and a few different other projects. So, but very, very sick that we got our first one. He's the first cartel whitelist. So big shout out to him.
Big shout out Treasure O taking home the cartel whitelist.
We have some crazy stuff that has transpired. Who do you think Chaos has asked to block?
Probably like intern.
John W. Rich Kid.
Oh.
John W. Rich Kid, you have been blocked.
Sorry, John. I don't make the rules.
Wow.
Thanks for playing.
Wow.
Thank
3,
God.
2, 1. John is blocked.
John W. Rich Kid
That
has
honestly
been
should have happened
banished.
long ago.
Yeah.
It's good for everyone. I respect it, Chaos. It's a great pick.
Yeah, honestly, creative and honestly net positive for the ecosystem. So thank you.
I thought he was going to pick intern. That
Me
would have
too.
been so funny,
Yeah.
too. But that was kind of, he fumbled the
But
bag
also,
a
in
little
a
bit.
sense, you can't really block intern because
just-
you can block his personal account from viewing the Monad posts, but you can't take him out of the game completely. Otherwise, well, I guess intern bro would just keep it afloat. So
Yeah.
you could.
Yeah, we
you
could change the password, log him out.
But still, that's a great call on John. Sorry, John. No badge, no. You can't even view.
Yeah.
So we've got pizza showing up pretty soon to celebrate Bitcoin
Where,
Pizza Day.
how far does it say?
The pizza should be here pretty soon. I think about 14 minutes. We'll try to get the delivery guy to come on the wheel, see if he's heard of Monad, see if he's heard of Bitcoin, spin the wheel for the chat. We also have a special guest arriving pretty shortly after that. So stick around, get ready to clip it. But before we get into that part of the show, I want to talk about Fantasy Top and the double rewards week, which is going on right now. Fantasy Top has their free-to-play app live on the Monad testnet. It's been one of the most widely used, both by the Monad community and with participants across crypto Twitter. Fantasy Top is a ton of fun. I know intern Bra over there spends a good amount of time in the Fantasy Top trenches. I believe Spam as well. So just curious, first of all, who's in your lineup this week, gentlemen?
So I set 2 decks per week, playing the Gold League. I'll pull it up right now to check.
While you're pulling it up, maybe we should give an overview in case somebody hasn't checked out Fantasy Top yet and wants a little overview of what they should do to get started. Because if you're not super plugged in on crypto Twitter, I think there's a little bit of a learning curve, but it's definitely worth getting over that hump. It's a ton of fun.
Yeah, for sure. So yeah, I think it's probably by like 10x my most used app on Monad Testnet. I absolutely love Fantasy Top. I've set a lineup every week. I spend some time trading cards. Basically, how it works is it's kind of like fantasy football meets FIFA Ultimate Team. So there's cards for a bunch of the top Twitter accounts on crypto Twitter, and they score points based on impressions and engagement for the week. Tournaments run from Monday at 10 a.m. to Thursday at 10 a.m. So only posts during that period get you points, and you can set a lineup in there's actually 5 different leagues, but they all have different weightings and restrictions on how many stars you can have in your deck. So if you run Bronze League, you can only use common cards, 18 stars. Silver, 23 stars. You can use a couple rare cards. Gold, you can have 4 rare, 2 elite. And really, you're just trying to predict who's going to have the biggest week on crypto Twitter. To get the rare epic cards, you have to buy commons and combine them. So it's kind of like a 5x levered card. And those ones get really expensive. There's a few people that are like just absolute killers every week, like Ansem and Greg and who else? Bonk Guy. But yeah, I've been having a ton of fun with it. There's definitely some edge you can have by spending a lot of time on crypto Twitter. Like I noticed Merp has been on private the last couple weeks, so he fell down to a 1-star, and I bought a bunch of Merp cards.
Ooh.
Came off private the other day. I'm looking at a pretty good profit on that. Did the same thing with Kaleo and Thread Guy. So that's actually, I think my favorite card is, I have an epic Thread Guy. He came back, and that one prints weekly now. I'm trying to check who I actually had in my lineup this week.
One of the cards that I pulled in, I think it was like my initial pack right when Fantasy Top went live on the testnet, was Saquon Barkley.
Mm-hmm.
And he doesn't tweet a lot, but when he tweets, it tends to get a lot of traffic.
Yeah.
And I took a little bit of a risk, and I played him week 1. And as soon as the tournament went live, it was such a blessing. He immediately tweeted, and it got like 10,000 likes. I was like, let's go.
Yeah, so awesome. he's a risky card because you never know. He doesn't tweet that much. It's mostly retweets.
Didn't tweet at all.
But so if you're running like a reverse stack, if he tweeted last week, he'll get up to like 7 or 8 stars. So then you can play him in reverse. Pretty good strat.
Oh yeah. See, there is a lot of strategy to like playing it well.
Oh yeah, and there's a ton of like cyclicality and market trends of like Sunday night going into the tournament. People are trying to like buy cards that are ranked low for the week. So like Adam Cochran last week fell to a 4-star, and his price was like 600 for a common. If he has a big week, it'll probably reprice down a little bit. And then with rewards coming out Thursdays, Fridays, there's some inflation, some resetting. So like I usually try to set my decks early on like Saturday, and then anything I don't use sell Sunday night into the spike. And there's also just massive like bid-ask spread on cards, so you can market make a little bit. Me and RWLK Sherlock Hoddles, he plays Legacy Fantasy Top as well. But me and him talk strategy a lot, and he describes trading on Fantasy Top of what it must have felt like to be a market maker in 2021 crypto. Like you just make 50% every time you buy and sell something. So yeah, I've ran my port up from like 2K FMON to 20 now.
Wow.
Yeah,
that's
pretty good port.
That's significant. And I mean, it's just a really cool product because the overlap between crypto participants and people who like to collect things, and obviously people who like to trade things, is very significant. Like that's where NFTs got obviously so much momentum in the past few years. But I also wonder like what it would look like to expand Fantasy Top beyond the crypto community and beyond the crypto Twitter sphere. Like I feel like people would play.
Yeah. I mean, I think it's definitely like I feel like I'm like the prime consumer for Fantasy Top. Like I like trading games. I'm always on crypto Twitter. So it could definitely break out and you add in non-crypto Twitter people. But I think less people would be like, they know the trading strategies and they're like, oh, I'm going to put real money into this and play. But if it gets to a point where it's kind of like fantasy football, where there's like DFS tournaments and a bunch of different ways to play it, they have tactics, which is kind of like that. I think it's like a $20 entry or something. I could totally see people wanting to play it for like YouTube or Instagram creators and like seeing how they do.
Do you have a card?
Yeah. My card, I honestly, week one, I kind of used my silver bullet and tweeted the McRib tweet, and it got 1.5 million views.
15K likes, right?
Yeah, it was that actually. It's never missed. It's always a banger, and it has never been a top on the market. The last one when I did it for Fantasy Top, I was like 2 weeks early, but we're up since then. But yeah, so that was my best week. I ranked 15th week one, which is kind of crazy to me because I got 1.5 million views, couldn't even crack top 10, and I'm honestly like down only since my card's like pretty useless, but I still play my own epic every week because you got to believe in yourself.
Yeah.
Align the incentives. I've considered playing myself in reverse stack. It just feels dishonest. Yeah, it's looking some good cards this week. I think I might run a RWLK Thread Guy. Maybe Kaleo. DB didn't tweet last week, so one of my decks definitely didn't do too well. But he's down to a 3. Good value on DB. Yeah. I'll just slot myself in there. That puts me at 25, 2 epics, 3 rares. I've been trying to break the top 200. It's really hard to get past top 200, but with the right set of cards and a lucky week, you might get there.
Spam, do you have a card?
Oh, it's fucked up. This is so messed up. I do have a question for intern Bra.
Yeah.
When you're kind of setting your decks and you have like your own card, like do you do like prep work when you're like about to play with yourself, or
whoa pause pause sometimes, so I'll often be like going into the week on Sunday like, oh, what are some things that I could do this week? And honestly, it's hard to like, you can't really, if you pre-prepare something, I feel like it's not going to be a banger. I'm a big believer in like bangers come on the fly and you like catch the current trend and narrative of what people are talking about. So I honestly don't prep that much. I will do an alpha leak. I have a little bit of an announcement for next week. I'm not saying you're going to get 1,000 points out of me, but maybe a little more than usual. At 2 stars could be good value. I'm cheap, very cheap card, one of the cheapest even. So if you need a 2-star to round out your deck and you want to play it with some big dog like 5, 6, 7 stars, could be the move.
Did that answer your question?
Yeah, that answers my question.
So yeah, I have 1 in the chamber for next week. Everything else will be on the fly.
All right.
Do you feel pressure?
Yes.
Okay.
It has completely changed my like mentality of tweeting. Like,
do people hit you up if they're playing you?
well, so last week I think I got up to like a 4-star or something, which is just horrible value for me because like you can play me as a 4-star or like I don't know, like Mika who gets 1 million views every week. So I decided after the tournament started that I didn't play my card, and I was like, oh, I'm just not going to tweet this week. And I was just reply guying people. And then people reply guy you and are like, bro, please tweet. You're in my deck. So like Monday 10 a.m. to Thursday 10 a.m., I'm trying to provide some card holder value. Like I'm out here trying to tweet bangers. I haven't had them recently, but just when it's over is when you might be so back. So who knows? Maybe my card pumps soon.
It's hard to tweet like that when the pressure's on, especially.
Yeah.
Because you have a card, right?
I do have a card, and unfortunately, I have really not done a great job for my testnet holders. But I'm trying. Okay? I'm trying. There should be a pipeline
You're
card.
not too bad. You're
I think, is there a pipeline card?
No, there's not.
Because, yeah, a pipeline card would be great because then we kind of are all contributing to it.
Yeah.
Well, that's why the Monad main card is my favorite card by a lot. I got a rare one, but I just know week to week that it will always be posting and it gets a lot of impressions, so it's very consistent. There's a little trade-off of people that like post consistent bangers and then people that'll like take a week on and then disappear for a week. Shout out Makesy. He's been a key part of my deck for the last few weeks because he purposely alternates week to week. So he posted last week, had some bangers. He's up to 6-star. He probably won't tweet next week, so you can play him in reverse, and then he'll reset to 1-star, and then he's great value in your deck. So I use Makesy. Evan Van Ness does a similar thing. So those guys have been in and out of my decks the last few weeks.
Good alpha. Good
Yeah.
alpha.
There's also shout out HK on Twitter. He does like a fantasy top weekly roundup. He posts throughout the tournament. Basically, all of my alpha comes from him. I use his like weekend deck setting strategies to try to find some like 3 to 4 stars to put in my deck each week.
How does Spam and I get a fantasy top card?
I think they recently added this feature Clout, which kind of tracks your like social status and who you interact with, and I think it might be that combined with Kato, and the top maybe 3 or 5 people get added to the game. I don't have the exact details on it, but they do add new cards each week. I think to Legacy they just added Dip Wheeler, which is gonna be a big card.
Nice.
Dip Wheeler has been going so insanely viral on like breaking into like normie Twitter. He had something the other day with like maybe 100 million views. So like that card he would just win for the week. Also, this guy Shlomes has been crushing. He's doing these like he makes a black image and then is like tap load in 4K and zoom out, and it's just this like crazy like I don't even know how to describe it. Like just go to his profile. He has a bunch of them. But he's been the number 1 card for a couple weeks in a row now.
Is that where it's like it will just say like a word of some kind of new?
Well, it's more like as you zoom out, you get this like crazy like fractal pattern of all the pixels like render differently as you zoom in and out slowly.
We've got our guest coming on in a couple minutes. The pizza delivery guy is also almost here.
It's a little, yeah. People are asking. They're in the chat.
Don't worry. Unfortunately, you will not be able to dine on this scrumptious New York pizza with us. However, you'll be able to watch us enjoy some pizza on Bitcoin Pizza Day.
Should we mukbang it? Like eat it really close to the mic?
I got some controversy though. I still have yet to have any pizza in New York that is better than Costco.
Dude, come on.
Me and Spam are big Costco fans.
Dude,
so.
right?
You're going to the wrong place. That's a skill issue, dude.
Dude, no, I'm telling you, I went to the place that was rated like number 1. It was in Jersey City, and they were still rated the best New York pizza, and Costco beat it. I don't know what to say.
Have you had Prince Street pizza yet?
Yeah.
Prince
That's not your typical like triangle slice. It's a little thicker, like almost a deep dish kind of thing, but it's crazy good.
I
That's
had that
that's
the
damn
other
good
day
pizza.
with Uncertain. I was skeptical because I'm, New Haven style pizzas, like that's my bread and butter. Nice little triangles, thin crust. This is a square and a bit thicker slice, but it was so crispy, so good.
Should we do like a little Portnoy style 1-bite review?
Oh
of
yeah,
this
we
sauce?
gotta.
everybody knows the
Oh yeah.
We always steal bits from the best shows. We steal Final Alpha from Kobe and Ledger's Up Only podcast, best crypto podcast ever. We steal the Final Alpha question for the Pipeline podcast. We're stealing pizza reviews for Monad in the morning on Bitcoin Pizza Day. We will absolutely do that.
Speaking of Costco, we should just give a little John W. shout out because he's blocked now, so I don't even know if we'll see this, but that's his finest work of all time. He peaked a few years ago. Really tricked everyone. He was getting quote tweeted by like the GOP and like actual government accounts.
So what happened? Like, please.
He woke up one day. I think markets were like kind of down, and he basically just made like a troll post about cost. Like he did like the all caps breaking like Costco to raise the price of the $1.50 hot dog, and people went nuts. And it was like the most like giga viral tweet I had seen at the time, and like all these politicians and people were falling for it, and we're like,
seriously?
the GOP quote tweeted it and was like, "Bidenflation comes for everything."
Oh,
There's like a recap meme video
Yeah.
pinned. I think it's pinned on his Twitter. It was art.
Yeah,
It was
it's
mimetic
fantastic.
art. And it was right around the time that everyone was talking about like inflation and like, the price of everything going up and how bad this was. And then he just
It was just
poured
the
a bunch
perfect
of
storm.
salt in the wound with
Yeah.
a fake story, but a perfectly engineered story.
Yeah.
And it went crazy. A lot of people asking in the chat as well where we ordered the pizza from, which will be delivered in a couple minutes. We ordered from Joe's Pizza.
which that I hear is really big, right? That's,
Yeah,
Classic spot.
I think it's a classic spot. but it was also like the only place that would take a pizza order at 10 a.m. or Monad in the morning and deliver it to us on stream. So hopefully the delivery guy is amicable to coming on the stream and telling us what his favorite app on the Monad testnet is.
Hey.
Intern
We will
Bra
see
said
that.
he was going to tip a Bitcoin, so.
Whoa, what?
Or was that intern?
Yeah.
who has since left the stream and placed the burden on his brother.
Got me with the bait and switch.
The Costco pizza though is like for the value, the quality to value is where I think the argument is.
I mean, that's
Costco's
Costco's bread
Costco,
and butter.
That's
The
just
chicken
what Costco
bake.
is.
It's just I love that place.
I don't think there's cooks there.
You
I
could
think there's
actually,
scientists.
you could go to Costco and buy pretty much all the parts you need to build a Monad full node.
I think you can buy all the parts
Yeah.
you need to build a Monad full node. Another great aspect of Monad, and one of the design choices that James was talking about last week, you set the design goals first, and you're like, okay, we want this to be globally distributed and decentralized. That is the ethos of crypto, and we want it to be accessible for nearly anybody around the world to run their own node, and that is the design goal that they set. Then they work backwards from there to make the system performant enough so that it's still impactful with those design choices in mind. And just an incredible job that all the engineers from across the Monad ecosystem, category labs, have done to make that a reality, to make the Monad testnet a reality. It is live, and we have mainnet on the horizon. There's light at the end of the tunnel, so it's coming.
I just got a Slack message from John W. Rich Kid, all caps, WTF. The world is a safer place where he cannot comment on the Monad main posts.
Yeah, we should ban him from the internet for a week.
I
is what
also
we
just
should
to
do.
round that one out because we got possibly spam on here. Kind of forgot this guy got blocked, but Pure Soul, legendary.
Oh, we got to get Pure Soul down.
legendary. We
That
missed
broke
your
my heart.
comments. Yeah, we need Pure Soul back on the main account. So I'm gonna free you, sir. Congrats to Pure Soul. Glad
Free
to have
Pure
you
Soul.
back.
It's like half of the Monad eco.
Yeah, yeah. Look at his bio. He works at everywhere. You should just redo your bio and just say I work everywhere in the Monad eco. Welcome back, Pure Soul. We missed you.
Pure Soul, another OG, very early pipeline intern, amazing supporter of the Monad community ecosystem, and of course pipeline as well. So Pure Soul, glad to have you back.
My favorite Pure Soul lore was when we did the Harry Potter tournament over the summer, and there was the cipher for the seed phrase. I think Pure Soul went like 3 days without sleeping trying to crack this thing. Like he was
No
in the
way.
chat all the time, tagging me like, "Dude, is this the clue? What's a clue?" And then Taily Whaley came in and just big brain the entire thing in like, I don't know, 10 minutes. It's insanely easy for her. But yeah, that's the best Pure Soul lore. He really loves the game. Was doing whatever it took just to crack the seed phrase.
I don't think he sleeps. Like
Yeah.
every hour of the day I message him, he is awake and answering in seconds. And I'm just like, what's going on, Pure Soul? This is like 7 or like 6 a.m., 4 a.m. your time, and you were just up at like midnight my time. Oh, crazy stuff. Dedicated to the game.
Gotta love it. Gotta love people coming in early, creating opportunities, being just a value add contributor, a yes man. That is what Pure Soul has been all about. And there's, at this point, countless stories just like Pure Soul's of coming into the Monad community, adding value in a unique way that, only you can do. And, ultimately landing opportunities as a result of that, finding ecosystem projects that you can be a contributor of, finding, other ways to get jobs in the Monad ecosystem and just to kind of continue leveling up.
I think we got witness right here, spam. Like you kind of went from the community into a job essentially, right?
Yeah. No, I mean it's been huge. Like that's so I put food on the table. Was it's all started from just being a part of the Monad community, and obviously. I can't take credit for everything that Monad has done, but like them building that reputation in that community has gotten all the project, got LFJ super bullish on coming to Monad, and ended up with me being hired there. So yeah, it's awesome.
Gotta love it. Honestly, relatively similar story for myself.
That's You were just telling the story yesterday to somebody, and it's pretty cool. Like, I think what is unique is like you have in the Monad ecosystem the opportunity to kind of build something on your own and turn it into something, right? Like, do you want to talk about your story a little bit?
Yeah. I mean, sure. It was like early 2023 and I was kind of like talking about this a bit earlier on the stream. Like, it was earlier in 2023. A lot of new chains were on the horizon, and I was very much so in the camp of like, I don't know why we need more chains. Like, it seems like the infra is pretty fast. But then I heard about this idea of basically Ethereum and Solana converging and having a baby. 100% EVM compatibility, but the performance and low fee environment that Solana offers. And that is Monad. And that got me really excited because I had spent a lot of time in the Solana ecosystem playing with apps. I had worked on some games that were deploying on Solana. I had traded a bunch of NFTs, and it was clear that the user experience on Solana with wallets like Phantom and other bits of the UX were just really reigning supreme. And so I got really excited about Monad, joined the community on Discord and in Telegram, and immediately started having a lot of fun. It was really refreshing vibes in the middle of a bear market. So I got hooked by the early days of the community, and then from there just wanted to find ways that I could try and add some value, and ultimately settled on starting the Pipeline podcast as a way to talk about the innovation that Monad was providing, and to hopefully get the word out there a little bit more about the things that had excited me. And fast forward a year and a half, obviously a lot of experimentation, a lot of learnings, a lot of fun, a ton of support from the amazing community. But it's been absolutely awesome. And I think I just heard the door open. I think our pizza has been delivered, and we're gonna get the delivery man on stream. Bitcoin Pizza Day. Soul Jakey, welcome to the stream. He comes bearing pizza. We gotta see.
You brought it.
Did they put the Bitcoin on?
They put a B on it?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Hey.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Dude.
Oh, that is
yeah.
glorious.
Shout out Joe's Pizza.
Shout out Joe's Pizza. Shout out our guest delivery man, Jakey.
Sorry, we're not tipping you a Bitcoin. Sorry.
We're good.
Yeah. Grab a seat. Get comfy. This is a treat. Appreciate you being here.
Thank you for having me. Damn, this is really, dude. Look how many. This is sick.
Yeah, we got
a whole
setup.
like crew here today. We got the pizza. This is sick.
We got the community in the chat. We've got Soul Jakey on here. Go follow Soul Jakey if you somehow don't already, at Soul Jakey. Run it up. Clip the stream. We're going to have a lot of fun. We're going to eat some pizza. It's Bitcoin Pizza Day. Bitcoin all-time highs. What could be better?
Right.
I think we just do a spin to win. Like,
He gets
Run it.
Let's run it.
can
Where's
spin it.
where's the wheel? All right. So we have what are the blank spots for? We've got a couple.
So this was for Jakey to decide something that we could give away.
Oh yeah. So I'll
red. Okay, and the purple.
I'll elaborate on that briefly. So some of the prizes on the wheel are truly prizes. You can win James's car. James, co-founder of Monad, very
You can win
generous.
his car.
Yes.
What kind of car is it?
Well, so he messaged me and said it was a BMW, but it's from the Yayo collection.
From the Yayo collection on ETH, which is I think like a Remelia Corp collection of
Okay.
like these pixel cars. We didn't
Okay.
know that either when he first put the prize on the wheel. We thought it was
Oh, so it's not like an
car.
actual. Okay, yeah, okay.
We thought it was.
Like,
We kind
fuck.
of played into that.
I want to
for-
play
for
that.
fun.
Yeah, let me spin it.
Yeah, let me spin.
You win a ride home. That's great. But yeah, so some of the prizes are truly prizes. Some are not prizes. Some are actually punishments. You can get blocked by the Monad main account. And we've got some blank slots. The community in particular loves to see us do something on stream. So we're usually not as extreme as you tend to get in content with, physical pain.
Yeah.
But
I've
we
seen
could do
some of
push-ups. We could do other creative bits along those lines. So I don't know if you have any ideas, or maybe you want to let it soak for a couple minutes.
Yeah, let me give it some thought, because I want it to be kind of creative in some manner.
Cool.
So
But you can spin now. We'll pick somebody here.
Wait, we have one in the queue. Who was it? Treasure Zero or something? Did he not get a spin?
No, he got a spin. He got the whitelist.
Yeah, you got the
white
cartel.
Oh, right.
And do you guys just pick randomly, like, from the chat, or
Yeah.
do they like pick a number? How does that work?
So
We mix it up.
we've done picking a number, and it breaks the chat. Like, they go insane.
Okay, yeah. I popped in for a second, and I like seen the chat, and it was just people like a bunch of numbers. And I was like, oh, they must be doing something here. It was just like,
and
I don't
we're
know.
like, we can't see anything. Like,
Yeah.
So we'll probably just pick somebody randomly.
Or maybe, how about this? How about go on the Pipeline stream, so the Twitter post, and tag Jakey and welcome him to Monad in the morning. Pumped to have
Perfect.
you here. This was just perfect happenstance. You were in New York. We hit you up yesterday. We said, oh, let's meet up. We chatted for a bit, and now we're on stream. Poetic.
Right? Bitcoin
Absolutely.
all-time high, Bitcoin pizza day, Solana accelerate, everything, dude. Energy's good.
Energy is good. Hopefully that translates over to the timeline. It's been a little bit sad on crypto Twitter lately.
Yeah, I know there's like some bad news over on Sui, right? There was like the hack or whatever. And then, dude, I'm in the same boat. Is like, I don't hold much Bitcoin. I'm like pretty heavy on Solana. So cool. Bitcoin all-time high is great. When do my alts like kind of follow through? You know, like I think a lot of people are in the same boat where it's like they got a ton of meme coins, Solana, whatever it may be, and they hold very little Bitcoin. And the dominance has just been insane. You know, you think Bitcoin at 111K, I'd be seeing Solana at like $300 or something right now. But yeah,
my memes have gone from down 99% to like down 93%. So
there you go.
I mean, I'll take it, but it's not exactly the euphoria.
It's not the super cycle we were hoping.
Yeah, it's not the euphoria that Michael Saylor probably felt this morning.
Oh, yeah.
When he woke up.
Yeah.
The
And
sell-off was
kudos to him.
actually just Sailor taking profit to buy new underwear. That was why it sold off yesterday.
He was the 107K seller.
Yeah.
Unbelievable. All right, so my phone's been buzzing. I think we've got some people welcoming Jakey to the stream. Yeah, quite a few.
Let's go.
Quite a few. Jakey, since this is your kind of introduction to the Monad community,
Yeah.
I will let you scroll through, and if you want to just pick someone
Oh, God.
who's tagged you and commented, we'll give them a spin to win for your first ever inaugural spin to win on Monad in the morning.
Dude.
Who's Jakey DMing right now on my phone?
Let's go with this one. I think it's Sapphire.
Oh,
Nice.
Sapphire.
OG.
Okay, so
Have they been picked before?
Oh, well, Sapphire is very OG in the Monad.
Let's go,
community.
dude.
Yeah.
It's meant to be.
I'm 99.8% sure. If I'm mixing this up right now, it's Thursday morning fog, and I apologize if that's the case, but I'm pretty darn confident that Sapphire is the creator of the Melandac.
Dude,
So
no way.
the
And I just
purple-
randomly picked that person?
The
That's
purple-
crazy.
It's destiny. The most entertaining outcome is most likely. This one is for Sapphire. I don't know if we've ever spun for Sapphire before. So, Jakey, take it away, and then let's eat some pizza.
What
Of
is it?
course
landed
it-
on your.
What did it hit? Okay,
Of
run it
course
back, right?
Yeah, let's run it back for Sapphire. Hopefully, we get something good here. Yes, we do.
10,000.
What did they get?
10,000 testnet Monad to fund their exploration of the Monad testnet.
Let's
Hell
go,
yeah.
Sapphire.
I think that's the best thing on the wheel. So
That's-
well deserved.
That's a lot. That's
Yeah.
the most
Is
we've
it a lot?
given. Oh yeah, that's the
Okay.
most.
Can
we put
confirm Sapphire is the creator of the Milan doc.
yeah, I feel
And-
badly for not being 100% confident there, but I just couldn't get that
checking
wrong.
their pinned posts. Super cool of them. They say, just want to make something clear. Milan doc is a community asset. The Monad community has full ownership of them. So he doesn't claim it. He didn't get the IP rights or anything. He just released it to everyone for fun. Shout out Sapphire, you're a legend.
Shout out Sapphire. That is absolutely incredible. That's what we love to see. We've got a lot of catching you up to do on the Monad community, but that is a great place to start with Sapphire, creator of the Melandac, which is nearing. I think Melandac is coming up on his 2-year birthday, which is pretty darn cool. Gotta
That is
love
really
that.
cool.
Monad community's been kicking around for quite a while now, and we've had the testnet live for about 3 months, and it's been really cool to see community members testing out applications, like building mini apps, little trading tools, and then also having some very large and established protocols. LFJ already live on the Monad testnet, Phantom providing access to all these amazing apps, and we're just getting started here, both on the community front and the ecosystem front as well. But Sapphire walking away with 10,000 testnet mon is a great head start to be testing out quite a lot of apps on the testnet. What could be better than that?
That's so
Or
sweet.
you can buy like 1/10 of a testnet NFT. I don't know how all these people get so much. I'm sidelined on everything. You can't
Same.
afford it.
Yeah.
The testnet NFTs are like unaffordable, which is hilarious considering the testnet monad is a valueless testnet
It's like
asset.
V-Bucks, right?
Right.
Basically, yeah.
You can't even like buy it for real world money. It's like totally
V-Bucks are
fake. Like, it's totally valueless.
Damn. So
Yeah,
it's like its
NFT
own little.
collections on Magic Eden have absolutely exploded. We definitely
cool,
have
though.
we got to hook you up with some testnet monad
Do
and
Yeah.
some
you have
NFTs.
on your Phantom? Do you have Monad testnet enabled?
Good.
Yeah,
It's
let's.
probably pretty easy, right?
Yeah,
Like,
it's
enable?
super easy.
Yeah.
So we'll even send you some on right here on stream,
Oh yeah.
Dope.
and maybe you can even post your wallet, and like the community will probably go crazy with NFTs.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
should.
we'll just send
If you want.
Yeah, if you want.
I'm looking at the floors right now. They could buy a retard with 10,000 testnet mon.
it's
Wow.
10.5k floor. I think they were up at like 40,000 a couple weeks ago. So Sapphire, you got a lot of choice here.
Some volatility in the Magic Eden floors for the
DM's
monad
holding
testnet.
up at 20k, up 100% in the last day.
Yeah, a lot of cool creativity for sure on the testnet, and it's been fun to see because you never know, like, are people going to care about a testnet? Like, you can't make money.
Yeah.
It's all about like testing early apps and like building community and having fun and giving teams feedback about what people actually want to see in an app or a product when it goes live on mainnet, which is a pretty big advantage, I think, for the monad ecosystem to have that. I think most ecosystems just haven't been afforded that opportunity so early to have people
Yeah.
coming in and actually testing out apps and being like, yes, I like this. This is cool. Ooh, I would love it if you changed up, this part of the product. It would
Yeah, you
make
get
it
to
a
see
lot
like
easier.
you get to see an early view, and like you get to someone like Sapphire. Granted, I'm not super familiar, but you get to see people like that were like super early contributors, and it's like lore built in itself, and it's just fun and it's cool. Yeah,
It's pretty similar to your arc on Solana in a sense. Like,
to a
I don't know if
degree,
you
yeah.
want to speak to that while we're getting ready to go with the pizza, but like, I'm sure everyone who's watching has seen your content at this point. But if they hadn't followed you in Web 2, in the late like 2010s, how did you get into Solana and like what were those early days like?
Yeah, I mean, so 2021, I have always described as a transitional year. I like quit partying. I took a break from social media. I wanted to find some new hobbies, and so I started hearing about NFTs, Jimmy Kimmel, and I remember FaZe Banks actually was on a podcast, and the way he described NFTs were really interesting to me. Like I was like, oh, that sounds intriguing. It could be fun. I don't know anything about crypto, but the idea of an NFT is cool to me. And so obviously, kind of like a majority of people that got into crypto through NFTs, you start off on Ethereum. I'm a hands-on learner. I didn't look up anything. I'm losing a ton of money on like gas fees and not knowing what the hell I'm doing. And it's like about a month in, and I'm like, I originally had like $3,000 in capital that I had in this. I'm like down to my last like $200. I'm like, dude, I don't think this NFT stuff's really for me. Ethereum is like the friction, whatever. And then a guy that I had been speaking to, we were trying to like make plays together, just a random guy on Discord you meet on the internet.
Oh, for sure.
And he's like, yo, there's this big NFT mint happening on Solana. And I was like, well, dude, I have no idea what a Solana is. I know about Bitcoin and Ethereum at this point. He's like, listen, it's another blockchain, except there's no gas fees and it's like instant transactions. And I'm like, well, what the hell am I doing? Can I swear? Is that all right if I said that? Yeah. I'm like, what the hell am I doing on Ethereum? That solves both issues. So I do this mint on Solana. Instantly, the NFT's in my wallet. And right away, I'm going to be honest, like the Phantom UI and the experience that Phantom provided compared to MetaMask was like enough for me to switch already. But the NFT was directly in my wallet, no gas fees. And I was like, all right, cool. This is exactly how I like envisioned like the experience of trading NFTs in the blockchain. Like this is what I wanted. And to keep things short, early on, I realized like in this crypto landscape in Solana specifically, there was like a lack of, video content, whether that was like on the personality, the commercial, like marketing, or just entertainment side. It didn't fully exist. There was very few. And so to me, I just thought that as an opportunity where it's like, I've been doing it so long in Web 2, this might be a great place for me to like kind of go outside of like this, like this comedic like barrier that I'm in, and maybe like do some higher production stuff, start doing some commercial work. And so Colton, you guys can't see him, but he's sitting off here. He's my videographer. We started working on some stuff together, and we've been doing that for the past 3 years. And the idea of being kind of early to Solana and being a creator and an entertainer on Solana was semi-correct, I would say. And that's the brief kind of, okay, we're here today story on Solana for Jakey.
Yeah. I mean, beautiful arc. It's almost in a sense like the opposite of what my experience was, but very similar, which is why I'm bringing this up. And that is basically, I had heard about NFTs, like Gary Vee was talking about it.
Yeah,
it was,
Gary
like, kind
Vee.
of pushing like mainstream in early 2021, and I also knew what crypto was, like very high level, but had never had that like, oh, I have to check this out moment. And one weekend, I was living in Boston at the time, and I went away for the weekend to go visit my girlfriend. And I came back on Sunday, and all my roommates were like, "You missed the best weekend. It was crazy."
Classic,
like,
yeah.
Intern Kevin came over and was showing us how to like mint these NFTs, like these monkey pictures on the Solana blockchain. And I was like, I don't know what you guys are talking about, but you're making money, and this sounds really fun.
Yeah.
So immediately just like dove into Solana NFTs, like Solana communities, Solana ecosystem. And then as I got really more into the space, I was like, okay, well, I have to go check out like Ethereum, this giant that's been around for a while. And so it was like almost reverse, like degraded user experience in the way that I checked it out, because I was first on Solana, like using Phantom, lightning fast transactions, low fees, and then going over to Ethereum and like kind of fumbling my way around, like spending hundreds of dollars on gas. And I was like, okay, this really is like, I'm just joining now into crypto, but I can tell like this user experience is where this space has to go. And that's one of the things that got me so excited about Monad, like having used both Solana and Ethereum quite a bit, and realizing that the proposition of Monad was to bring that lightning fast user experience, the low fee environment, tools like Phantom and Magic Eden that I had already, used for years at that point. I was like, okay, this is something worth checking out.
Yeah. And it acts like I guess, in a non-technical sense, it's like a best of both worlds. It's kind of like it doesn't have to be like these two polar opposites where it's like, you're either, because for a long time, remember, it was like Solana versus Ethereum. Now it's like everybody's kind of just doing the same, like we're all like together, but there is like this like kind of like meet in the middle thing, which could be, I don't know if that's the best way to describe it, which is Monad.
Yeah. I mean basically it is Ethereum but rebuilt entirely from scratch. So you have all that compatibility, but some pretty cool backgrounds on the engineering team with high frequency trading and distributed systems where they worked on Solana and they worked on Ethereum as well. And they just saw this opportunity to take that background, rebuild the whole Ethereum stack, and basically end up with performance, speed, and low fees like Solana, but still in a highly decentralized way, which is really important as well.
100%.
An analogy I use for my non-crypto friends, it's not perfect, so like technical people don't get too pissed off, but EVM is kind of like iOS, whereas Solana went Android. So like iOS, everyone knows how to use it. It's super easy. It's like one built out suite. There's a ton of like ecosystem products around it. Android performance is just as good or better, but like a little bit harder to use. Like if you want to build on it, it's different. So I like to think Ethereum's like iPhone 4, iPhone 5. Solana's like Samsung Galaxy 10, and then Monad's like skipping straight to the iPhone 16 Pro. Kids tend to get that.
Clip it.
So stream the chat is pissed that there's pizza sitting here and not one of us has taken a bite of pizza.
It does look like good pizza. I think we got to get into it. We got to do a little Dave Portnoy one bite review. It is New York pizza.
There's a slice there for you, Jakey.
Thank you.
Everyone knows the rules.
And also shout out Joe's Pizza for putting the B on the pizza for Bitcoin Pizza Day. I hope it's good pizza. I think it is. It looks great. Let's give it a try. Oh, very significant flop.
Yeah,
I'm not getting a lot of flop. Not the undercarriage, little soft. Not a lot of
get this
flop.
camera on me. This thing is flop.
Dude, look at mine. Mine's stiff.
Flop City. It is very good though.
I took the one piece without pepperoni, so it's a valid one bite pizza review. All right, one bite. Everyone knows the rules.
True.
No, it's good.
This is good pizza.
Yeah. What is it, Joe's?
Joe's Pizza.
Yeah,
Shout
I've had
out
it a few
Joe's.
times.
Only pizza place that was open this early, or Monad in the morning, and we requested they put the B on the pizza, and they did. Gotta love it.
Every time I walk past Joe's, though, there is a line that is ridiculous. Like it's huge lines.
Really?
Yeah, it's the one that's like near Times Square, right?
Is it the original Joe's?
I don't know.
There is a place like a pizza place that people used to like like it was all over TikTok for a while. I'm not sure if it was Joe's, but it was like an original pizza spot in New York. I want to say it's maybe Joe's, but
There's also a John's.
Maybe it's that.
I think John's got one of, if not the highest pizza reviews by Portnoy. Definitely like
And that's in New
OG
York?
spot. Yeah.
Okay, interesting.
But-
Maybe it's that one then.
But I'm not sure. We do have a little grease action. I gotta grab a napkin here. You got some napkins? Thank you, Jessup. Yeah, we're celebrating Bitcoin Pizza Day. Jakey, you want a napkin?
Yeah, that'd be great. Thank you.
Celebrating Bitcoin Pizza Day. It's a pretty cool day. I think a lot of people almost lose the plot when Bitcoin Pizza Day rolls around, because the headline is like, oh, this gentleman Laszlo spent 10,000 Bitcoin on, 2 pizzas. It was $41 in USD value at the time. And then like the logical conclusion is like, oh, that's so silly. Imagine like if he hadn't done that. But, rewinding 15 years on Bitcoin, it was entirely uncertain what the future was going to look like. And the idea was like, hey, can we use this thing for an IRL transaction that people would, like put out every day or like potentially do every day? And that is what like Bitcoin Pizza Day first showed, that like, yes, this is possible. You can actually use this, and there's, something to build for in the future. So if you were around Bitcoin 15 years ago, you probably weren't spending your entire wallet balance on pizza.
Hopefully
That would be pretty wild. But I mean, glad that it happened. I'm sure he's doing okay. Hope he's doing okay.
I mean, yeah, we were talking last night. I would love to meet him one day, and do like a video. I'm sure like, what is it? Not backlash, or like you kind of said, there's like I guess a negative energy to it that he spent that amount on a pizza. But like, dude, the guy's like a pioneer. You know, there's like a reason why there's like Bitcoin lore and there's lore to everything, and he's a part of it. And there's a day for him.
Yeah,
Like, that guy's a gangster. I want to meet him. You
It's
know?
a holiday.
Yeah, right.
All
it is
around
like
this
the
guy.
only crypto holiday, right? Is there any other?
I mean, not. I guess not substantial.
Not
like,
yet. Not yet.
Not yet. We're still early to that. Yeah.
Yeah, beautiful. Well, I mean, we have one of the biggest content creators in crypto with us here, and a lot of the Monad community have started to create their own content, whether they're clipping streams like this or
Yeah.
you know, making their own videos. And you know, we always try and give like tips, feedback, and encouragement as well to those who are just starting out, because to your original point, there's actually not that many video creators in crypto, and I think in the coming years probably a pretty big opportunity. So I don't know if you have any like thoughts or tips for anyone who's watching in the chat, who's maybe thought about creating some content or maybe started, and then chat, of course, we'll get to another spin the wheel for you.
Yeah, no, I think it is ever growing. Like, even to this day, like when I said, 3 years ago when we started doing this, it's like still, like, I'm not saying now that it's like by all means too late. Like, it's still very early, especially. And I think the internet has moved in a way, it's very like niched, especially with content. Like, there's an audience for every single thing that you could think of nowadays. And so, my biggest like piece of advice, and it sounds pretty like cliche and corny, and it's pretty like simple, but it's like kind of create what you want to create. Because before, 5 to 6 years ago, it was much different. You had to be super broad. You had to capture the attention of everybody that was on YouTube. There wasn't like these smaller niches where it's like, if you could just own that, you're the king of that. It's a lot different now. And I think crypto in itself is like, there's the two lanes of like when people are like Web3 and Web2, interject at some point in like a big fashion. But to dumb it down, crypto still is a niche. It's still a bubble. And so within that, there's like these micro niches. So if you like educating people, you like DeFi, you like DePIN, or whatever it may be, own that niche, own that and hone what that looks like. And that kind of gives you the leeway to kind of like branch out once you've kind of, figured that out and you're the DePIN guy. And yeah, create what you want to create. Start off by doing that. You need passion. You need to enjoy what you're doing. You need to like really love, the final product of what your content is. And yeah, if you're starting out, I would say that's probably the best bet.
I think like one of the things that I always tell people too is like discipline and consistency on anything. It doesn't matter what it is. Like like you said, it could be any niche. It doesn't matter what you like to make. If you're consistent and disciplined around it, you can turn it into something. Like, people might see your content and be like, wow, guy's smashing his balls and things and stuff that. And think, but like, you're consistent. You're doing it constantly, over and over. And one of the people that I look up to quite a bit who has dominated in this realm is Rob Dyrdek. Rob Dyrdek has
the GOAT.
Yeah, he has crushed it. And you watch from the outside looking in, you're like, man, this guy's just silly. They just do dumb stuff. But I've watched interviews with him, and they're like, he is one of the hardest working dudes out there.
Yeah, super calculated too about everything. Yeah.
And I think it's like, you can do the things that you love, but you have to do it consistently. And I think, like, going back to your point, if you do the things that you love, then it makes it easier to
Exactly. If you love what you're doing and you're doing it, like, if you love what you're doing, you're more inclined to like do it more consistently. And the more you like consistently do something, the more you can like poke holes in what you're doing. And then you kind of like start to gradually be like, okay, I need to pivot here. Like, I started off skateboarding, and then I started doing the jackass stunts and the dudes and stuff. And then all of a sudden now we're concepting commercials for like billion-dollar companies. And it's like, okay, cool. We do have that in us. We have the ability to like put on a high production video, right? But we wouldn't have known that if we didn't like pivot this way and try what this looked like. But at the very start, because a lot of people, I think, they want to be a creator in some form or fashion. They want to have influence, or they want to create content, but they don't really know where to start. And so, like, just to keep it broad, it's like, like, what do you like doing? It doesn't even for like anybody that's watching, it doesn't even have to be crypto. Like, do you like knitting? All right, set up a camera and make TikToks of you knitting. There's an audience for it. that's like a broader idea, but yeah.
Definitely. I mean, that's like kind of the core point. You can't force it. You have to do what you actually genuinely enjoy doing, because otherwise you're going to be 2 episodes in or 2 videos in.
Right.
And you're going to be like, what am I doing here? I don't know about this. I don't care about this. I don't like doing this. So really, I think that is the fundamental thing. At least when you're starting out, like do what you like to do. I see Savant in the chat, legendary editor for the Pipeline, saying you can just do things. Yes, you can just do things. And Spam is out here doing things as well. He's about to drop what is it, the first video series for LFJ?
Yeah, called the LFJ Test Lab. Really just showing you can trade from anywhere.
So where are you going to be trading from? Or is that too much alpha?
I mean, so
I feel like you got to tease it a little.
I mean, the original Inception, and this will be a teaser for like what we hope the finale to be, but it started from an animation one of our artists made of Joe just like skydiving while trading. So we kind of want to make that happen as like the finale. Got to see the laws and regulations and what's actually possible, but if it can come to fruition, that's honestly the coolest end goal I think we could have.
I'm sure if you go somewhere like Indonesia or something, and you give them a nice tip, they'll let you, whatever that looks like, computer wise, phone. I don't know how you want to do it, but I'm sure you can get it done. That's cool though. I love that idea.
Maybe on Monad mainnet.
Yeah.
And then with Phantom. Quick little onboard. You've certainly done that out in
plenty of times. Yeah.
Well, are you down to onboard to the Monad testnet today? You got Phantom on your phone?
Yeah. I said I did the thing where.
Oh yeah, you added the network.
Yeah, I had like no other networks, and I just like turned on a bunch. But I mean.
Okay, cool. Yeah. So drop me your wallet address.
Okay.
And I'll hook you up with some testnet Mon. Then we'll spin the wheel so the community can get their shot at some more testnet Mon. I feel like we got to get you some NFTs as well.
I would love that.
And the community is saying if you wanted to post it, they'll just send.
They'll go nuts.
Yeah.
Okay.
Good breakfast pizza.
That's really cool that they did the B on it.
Yeah, wow. Yeah. I'm pumped.
What'd you say to them? It's like, did you say, can you just put the B on it?
I ordered it on DoorDash, and I put a special message in to ask if possible, can you please arrange the pepperonis in a B because it's Bitcoin Pizza Day and we are celebrating.
How many people do you think are going to ask that today? Like they
very
might
few.
Be churning out like 3 of these.
All right, I'm onboarding Jakey right now.
Popnat said if you send him the your wallet, he's gonna send you some Monad mommies.
Oh,
is that an NFT?
That is coveted.
Monad mommies is an NFT. Shout out Ratwell. You probably know Ratwell.
Yeah, familiar.
From around CT. Ratwell has made this horrific collection, for lack of a better word, of one of the Monad co-founders, Keone, but womanified.
There's a
I'll pull it up.
Full Telegram sticker pack. There's a lot of variation.
Oh, I love that. How many collections, like NFT collections, are on Monad now? Is this like tons, like like in the thousands now? Oh, okay.
Oh, yeah.
It's like that now.
Yeah.
I love that, dude. NFTs obviously haven't been the most like prominent thing across CT, so it's pretty cool to see. Like over on Monad, that's like the thing that people are just running up is the NFTs. I've always like meme coins and all of that's like really cool, but like at heart, I just love NFTs. Like that's the only reason why I even managed to be in this like crypto niche was because of NFTs. So I miss them. I miss trading them, to be honest.
There's definitely still a meme culture over there, meme coin culture.
I would assume, yeah.
It's just a little tricky on a testnet because since it's not worth anything, like every single meme coin goes 100x and then 0 in like 5 minutes. Whereas the NFTs people like to hang on to. So
yeah, because there's like an art
just goes up.
Yeah.
So just for your reference, that's a Monad mommy. So that's not a real person. This is the face of Keone.
Is that just AI?
I I think it's like an actual Photoshop because Ratwell was doing it, and he's like an actual digital artist. But I'll show you. So this is
Oh, so they just
that's
put
Keone.
Keone's face on these like girls' bodies.
Yeah, essentially, and those are Monad mommies.
Have you ever seen anybody PFP those?
That's a good question. I don't know. I don't know if anyone's been audacious enough to.
It's more just like a hang out in the wallet type of thing.
Yeah, I've tweeted
and like
it
posted
before.
on the
I get it.
timeline, reply guy.
Yeah, of course.
But let's shout out some of the top NFT collections on the testnet right now. So we've got Scrumpets. Shout out the Scrumpets. These are a pricier one, even though it's valueless testnet. They're pixel art. Shout out Mello. We've had him on the show. Just great community behind these. You've got like some Monad, nods to the Malandak and other lore and characters in there. So Scrumpies have definitely captured a lot of attention.
What's the floor? 16,000.
10. Oh yeah, instance.
Yeah.
Yeah. 16.8 is the floor, which is just unaffordable.
Even the co-founder James, he has tweeted multiple times like he's priced out of all this stuff.
That's crazy.
Also, on day one, I had like 500 testnet mon. Thought I was rich, and the faucet was down, and I was distributing it to people like 2 mon at a time. And I was like, oh, this will be like a decent distribution. And then 5 days later, everything cost 10,000 mon.
Yeah, same.
Like I'm priced out on.
I
our
gave away
testnet.
all mine as well.
Apparently, the way you can make it back, Rare Bet Sports, it's like Prize Picks, but a lot of 100Xs coming out of that. You make a slip with like 3 to 7 picks, and I've been seeing a lot of 100Xs, more than I've seen on NFTs or meme coins. So shout out RBS.
Yeah, so that's another Monad app. I don't know if you're into sports, but RareBet Sports is doing daily fantasy sports on currently the Monad testnet, but pretty soon Monad mainnet, and it's a super snappy UX. Would be so easy to get Web2 sports bettors and sports
sick.
enthusiasts on there. You pick players rather than
It's like
than
prize
teams.
prize picks. Yeah. Hell yeah.
It's that same kind of thing, but done in a decentralized manner. Just plug in Phantom again, and you're good to go.
That's actually interesting because I was wondering how or why there wasn't a decentralized version of maybe it does exist on Solana or Ethereum somewhere, but I hadn't seen it in a prominent like tweet or anything like that. And I always wonder because Prize Picks is just so successful.
Well,
Like
it'll be on
nowadays,
Monad soon. Shout out Rare Bet Sports. And speaking of Monad, we couldn't
More
let
deliveries.
you go home. We couldn't let you go home empty-handed.
That's for me?
We have the legendary Annie. The community
Goat.
knows Annie,
Thank you so
the
much.
warden of the merch. We've got merch bags for the super based guys,
Those are all
courtesy of Annie.
And
Thank
you
you
gotta
so
wait
much.
to this camera right here. There you go.
Annie on Monad in the morning.
Shout out,
Legendary.
Annie.
Thank
Thanks,
you.
Annie.
Damn, dude.
Let's go.
That's really cool. It's like Christmas. Do I get pizza and fucking gifts? Are you kidding me, dude? I'm
What
glad
could
I
be
came.
better?
Yeah.
Gifts under the pizza, not under the tree. Gifts under the pizza on Bitcoin Pizza Day.
Dude, that's awesome. One of them's for Steve.
One's for Steve, one's for Colton. So we had to hook you guys up. Appreciate you coming in. Hope to see you rocking some swag in the near future.
That's
looks
fucking
like
awesome,
looks
dude.
like a pretty stuffed bag. So that's
Dude, it's heavy.
good.
I wonder what's in it. I'm excited.
You could do an unboxing.
Yeah, should we
Should I do
do
that right now?
unboxing?
I was
Hell
thinking
yeah.
like maybe I should just open it up here.
Yeah, let's
do it.
see what we
I just want
got.
to move this a little bit. I think it's wrapped with a sweater.
Yeah, that thing like you might not be able to get it out of there.
Dude, it's packed. Okay, so
Oh, let's go.
Oh.
Pipeline hat.
put that there. I thought it was like a note, like a love letter or something from you guys. Okay, we got a long sleeve.
Oh yeah.
Monad long. If that's the one of you guys was wearing that yesterday, and I said I need one of those.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
intern had it.
Intern, yeah, okay, that's fucking
intern
sick.
was rocking
I'm
that.
skinny, so I like long sleeves.
Oh, a mini Malandak.
Dude, that
Shout
is
out
sick,
Sapphire.
dude. Can they see that? Do you think? Which
Yeah,
camera?
yeah.
That one? Do you
So
think?
it's this guy right there.
Oh, this one?
Yeah.
I've been going to that one. Okay, right here.
Yeah.
We got what? Malandak?
Yeah, yeah,
Malandak. Okay.
Bingo. Oh yeah, keep the feet.
Oh, I got those
Yeah.
on
Yeah,
right now.
I'm wearing them
You got them
too.
on right
Yeah,
now?
man.
Yeah.
Maybe I throw mine on. We'll match.
Heck yeah.
Come on, that down. Fuck, dude, how did they get? We got a t-shirt.
Oh yeah.
That one's sick, actually.
Oh yeah. Great swag.
Actually, really cool.
We have a swag bag on the spin to win as well, so we'll get to that pretty soon.
Is it the same one that I got? Like the swag bag?
Yeah.
That's cool. We got a couple hats.
Monad
Nice.
and Pipeline. Let's go.
Dude, that one's sick.
Yeah, baby.
That's really fucking cool. And I think there's more socks and there's a hoodie somewhere. I felt it.
Oh yeah, there you go.
Oh, that's a solid
Ooh.
hoodie.
Oh yeah, I love that
Yeah.
one.
It's
Clean.
It's
That's
fucking
cool.
thick and
Yeah, it's like heavy too.
Yeah,
That's the shit that I like.
one of my favorite hoodies for
That's
sure.
awesome. Thank you. I appreciate it.
Heck yeah.
Much
Oh,
love,
shout
guys.
out Annie. All
shout out to Annie.
all Annie. The Monad community knows Annie because she is the warden of the merch. So anytime we send out merch to the community, it's all put together by Annie and the ops team, and
You
then
came in
and
here
then
like
shipped
Santa?
out. Yeah,
Yeah.
we had to get Annie on the stream.
Is that our
Let's-
first time on the stream?
Yeah.
First time on the stream.
Dude,
yeah.
we're just breaking. Dude, look at us, bro. We're really doing it, dude.
We're out here doing it. That's
we're
beautiful.
there's 8,500 views.
Let's go, dude.
Good numbers. Good numbers. Oh yeah, sorry. We didn't give you a table, so we made the unboxing a little difficult.
Spam out something here
Yeah,
too.
should we sweeten it a little more? Go ahead and
let's
have a little
sweeten it.
match us a bit.
24
We got,
karat.
24
Oh shit! Do I get a
carats.
chain, dude?
Chain,
Are you kidding
chain,
me, dude?
chain.
It's like I'm being sworn into a record label. That's fucking sick.
Do you want to tell Jakey what LFJ is?
Yeah. So it used to be known as Trader Joe.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like the big ducks on Avalanche, but a few months back we announced our big rebrand to LFJ, which stands for Let's Fucking Joe.
I like it.
Yeah, super edgy. A lot of controversy in the community when that rebrand happened, but we're coming to Monad, making a big splash. So
Hell yeah,
awesome to
dude.
see you wearing the chain. Oh yeah, it gets twisted around a good bit. So, but luckily I got Jessup to help me out.
And
No,
Spam,
I appreciate it.
Spam was telling us basically like, and I don't want to put words in your mouth, so I mean this is going to be a compliment. So, but
take it.
feel free to correct me if I'm wrong. But I mean, what LFJ is really going for is kind of like an all-in-one trading experience for Monad. So whether you're trading more like serious pairs or whether you're just trying to get in on the next meme coin, like have all your information, all your data, the ability to make a trade lightning fast, get in and out, all in one spot. Spam, is that correct?
Yeah, and I think like my favorite feature that I've been using currently is, and that we'll bring to Monad, is the aggregator of aggregators. So I know especially when you're trading like random meme coins or even just like bigger pairs, like between the different aggregators, you can just have like a percentage or a half a percentage difference. And when you're making bigger trades, having the aggregator of aggregators just gets you the best price every time. So that's shout out our dev team for cooking that up. Pretty fun tech, and it just makes it so I don't have to have like 30 different tabs open to make one trade. Just one website, keep it simple.
Heck yeah. Let's get Jakey a NFT. Chat, what NFT should we get for Jakey? It is possible that we have to send it to you after the stream because some of these are just unaffordable. So we'll have to
Somebody
find a way
said
to afford them.
they Rosin said they sent a Jerry and a Foggy.
Ooh,
but,
a Jerry?
But how did you publish the wallet?
No.
So I don't know how he would have.
Oh shoot! Some of them know my wallet, so they might have.
Oh, they're tracking you.
Plugging them?
They might have just like.
Yeah. I already
looked at
have
the-
stuff.
Yeah.
I got in my wallet.
Oh,
You have a Foggy and a Jerry.
Yeah.
That's
Sick.
crazy.
We're in, dude.
Do you have a Phantom username?
Yes, but I
Not on that one.
don't think it's connected to my
Gotcha.
phone one. Wow, that's sick.
Wow.
Foggy and Jerry.
Foggy and-
That's cool.
Two
you.
pretty banger NFTs that took the community by storm in the recent months. Also, shout out Rosin. Rosin is a legendary OG community member working on Breath of Estova game and in every corner of the Monad community, working on NFTs and memes and just keeping the vibes high. So Rosin, we appreciate you. Nacho is saying we got to get a Steve
Dude,
for
you don't
Soul
want a
Jakey.
Steve.
No.
Not
You
the
get a Steve, you have to
not
burn your whole
super-based
base.
Steve,
Yeah.
but our very own Cryptunes created a NFT project, an open mint on Magic Eden on the Monad testnet, free mint. And I think the caption was basically, it's like this hand-drawn character that he calls Steve. And he basically said, Steve has a beer, because he does in the picture.
Yeah.
You should mint Steve. And so Steve has been a little bit controversial in the community. But
That's good. Controversy's good. Shout out to Steve. I like Steve. I don't even know what he looks like.
Steve.
The Jerry's? What is that? What is that supposed to be?
It's a jellyfish.
Is it jellyfish?
It's
Okay,
just
I
jellyfish.
went, my mind
Jellyfish
went
with an
somewhere else.
AK-47.
To be honest.
Well,
Yeah,
it definitely looks like yeah.
Okay, jellyfish. That's cool. That's
this
cooler
is
than what
this
I
is a
thought.
Steve. That's the
Oh, yeah, Steve's dope.
Yeah, Steve is pretty dope. We give Cryptunes a hard time about the Steves, but Steve's pretty cool. And Cryptunes' Twitter space is starting right after this stream, so stay tuned for that. Maybe he'll give away some Steves.
There's a big
Very
supply.
There's yeah, they're very affordable. There's a large supply. I'm just gonna buy one and send it on over to Jakey since he's a fan of the Steve, and
Sweet.
and the network is fast. So let's the buy's already gone through. Let's find this.
Oh, you got a
Steve.
bunch.
Oh yeah,
I'm
I was
kinda
saying,
like-
so there's the
I'm
Monad
pocket watching
mommy.
you a little bit.
Yeah, that's okay. We had the Seal Illuminati Sappy Seals minted in open edition on the testnet.
That's actually really cool.
That was pretty cool. Also, shout out Chogstar. This is another super cool project that has taken the community by storm. But yeah, I mean, it is kind of crazy because prior to getting to testnet, you don't know what people are going to like care about, right? Like
Right.
you don't know, like, are NFTs cool on a testnet?
Yeah.
Intuition probably says no, but then if you have like the culture in a community and people are also hyped on mainnet, then they just do cool things, and
That's
been
awesome.
very fun to participate in for sure. You have a Steve now. I just
see
sent
him.
it over. Who else?
Sorry
do we
about
need
that.
Who else? do
Is
we
that
need to shout
really?
out?
I like him. He's cool. Sorry about that.
Don't clip that.
Yeah.
Delete
Tunes
that.
is going to go crazy with that. clip.
Yeah. Tunes will be signaling.
He has 16,000 unique holders.
Yeah.
Dude, people love Steve. Why is that? They love him.
Yeah, people like the Steve. I mean, you can't argue with that. I also have to shout out Woolly Eggs. This is a project by Naive, who's been a really long time community member. A lot of these as well are just like open edition or like free testnet mints in advance of their planned mainnet mint. So
I was gonna say, so like some of these might be for fun. They're just having fun with the community, and then some of them are like, hey, we want to be like ahead of the curve here, and so
Like I think
we want to
Chog
start
Pass
building
is
now.
a whitelist pass for the Chog Mint on mainnet.
Okay, that makes
So
sense.
that one is at 16.9k floor. I think it's the same deal with. There's some relation there of scrumpets and DNs, but
Right.
It gives, just like a test net would for the apps, it gives these teams the ability to create this community and this lore without there being any real value, and like they can build this community and test things out, figure out what works, what doesn't work, what people like, and there's no risks really. And so
That's what I was gonna say. It's like if you were to mint a collection on Solana, Solana right now, and maybe the art hasn't been revealed or whatever it looks like, you instant are like, you have people that are like, yo, what's next? It's been 3 hours since the mint. What's now?
Yeah.
But like with Monad, it's like you're in this period where it is just testnet, and there is not really a rush, and you can like kind of figure out what that looks like and have fun with it. So I think there is an incentive for anybody that whatever they want to scale or NFT, whatever it might look like, to do it on Monad right now because of that.
Definitely,
Period,
and it's,
right?
Yeah, and it's not just like, it's certainly like the NFTs and the memes and all the community and lore stuff is super fun, and like definitely has like tangible value for like the Monad ecosystem. But
Yeah.
it's also been super valuable for teams that are like shipping a really serious product and looking to get user feedback
Yeah.
in a very low risk environment. Like certainly that's been the case for LFJ. It's been the case for Fantasy Top, who's running their double rewards week on the Monad testnet in their free to play mode for Monad testnet. And they saw, I don't know, I don't remember the stats off the top of my head, but the volume that Fantasy Top has seen on Monad testnet, again, like without any real value there, is absolutely crazy. Like a ton of people are playing
That's sweet.
week after week. And I know you're a Fantasy Top guy as well, right?
Yeah, I mean, I don't spend enough time that I'd like to on but I always thought it was a great product. It was a great idea. Everything they did was cool to me.
Yeah.
You have a card, right?
I do.
Oh yeah,
Yes.
I played you like week 1 or week 2
I think-
on Monad testnet.
Yes, the majority of the times of when I'm like, oh, like Fantasy Top is one of those things that I like is really cool, but unless you remind me to go like on the platform, I don't like, I'm not as attentive to it. But when like the morning routine thing happened and I did the parody and I'm like, I don't know,
Oh, you
it got a
probably
bunch of
ripped.
views. Yeah, everybody was like tagging me and they're like top 10, like whatever. So I'm like, why? Like I'm getting all these Fantasy Top, like whatever. So I go to and I was like number 1 or whatever. So I was like, oh yeah, I haven't been here for a while. Like this is cool. Like why haven't I been doing this? You know, you know how it goes. But yeah.
Well, you're competing against guys like Jack.
Hey,
who-
I'm a 2-star. I'm not worth all that much.
But
But I was
you're-
gonna say, do you get guys that come and reply guy you and are like, bro, I need you to tweet for Fantasy Top? Like,
I would get like a few. There was even a point in time where someone's like, you got to make a group chat with all of like the card. I'm like, no, absolutely not. Like, I already have like all these other like little things with the super base holders and whatever. It's like the last thing I need is this external group chat where people are like, we need a viral tweet from you. It's like, dude, I've got enough on my plate to like try and figure out here. But yes, I would get replies where they're like, especially when I took a week off, I came back and they're all like, dude, you screwed me in this and that, you know, on my fantasy. I was like, all right, sorry, you know, let me make it up to you and hopefully I can get a banger out for you. I don't know.
Well, Super Based is really cool as well, and I know you guys have a lot upcoming. So, you know, I think it would be cool to give the Monad community whatever alpha you're comfortable dropping in terms of like what is Super Based, in case anyone's unaware. Like, what are you guys trying to do, and then you know what's upcoming.
Yeah, I think people will laugh when we say that we wanted. It's definitely like reiterated, but yeah, we wanted to create a Barstool like media brand in crypto, and like obviously, inevitably, you want to break out and you want it to be universally known. But we're crypto native, and so we wanted to create we want to create the Barstool of crypto. We describe it as a degenerate media brand. We have our flagship product that just went live last month. It's a digital publication. It's a very art-fulfilled, professionally done digital publication magazine by creative director Sam Damashek, who's a very famous photographer in Hollywood. And so we're going to be doing an issue every other month. And with that, yeah, we want to have a ton of other IRL products. But as of current day right now, we're moving into a house June 1st called the Based House. It's going to be our content house for the summer. So we've been pulling the strings, figuring out what that looks like. And it should be really cool. Like the dynamic of the house is very much like something like Big Brother or Survivor. So it's got obviously lower budget, but it's like a reality show type feel. We're going to have 6 creators that we're bringing into the house. Each creator is going to have their own token. We're going to tokenize each creator. So Jimmy's coming into the house. Cool. Jimmy token. They're going to be streaming. And essentially we're going to have like these challenges. We're going to have a bunch of stuff that we do throughout the week in order for their clout or their virality or the growth of that creator to directly affect the growth of the token, right? It's like investing in a creator very early on. I made the comparison yesterday to you guys where it's like Kai Cenat and Aiden Ross, you know, you go watch them stream and you gift them a sub, it's like $5 to $10. And on the consumer side, all you really get back in return is kind of like maybe Kai Cenat reads your name on screen. But like imagine instead of subbing, you're buying $5 to $10 worth of a token. And now you can freely trade that whenever, you know, if the creator did something really cool, the token pumps and you get to maybe sell what was $5 for $10. And it's like this natural market where it's like you're betting on the creator. And we're calling it creator capital markets. But essentially we'll have 6 creators. The person that is performing the worst, aka the person that has the lowest market cap on their token, we're not sure if we want to do it weekly or bi-weekly, will be voted out. They leave the house, we bring someone new in, and it's this like kind of like recurring Big Brother feel, but instead the creators are tokenized and it's based off of, okay, how well can you do this content shit with maintaining a token, and hopefully they kind of coincide and it makes sense. Yeah.
Should be fun either way, for sure. I mean,
Yes.
it's a really cool idea. Love to see not only you guys getting really cool shots on net, but also like helping other creators on the
Right.
come up, and also just making it apparent that there is an opportunity in crypto. And we've seen that on the Monad side as well, with a lot of community members starting to branch outside the Monad community and get some just more general crypto traction. King Louis, this legend from the Monad community, has been like creating these videos where he just like gets on camera and he basically yells about like whatever's going on in the market, whatever he likes or doesn't like, and it's just so watchable. I think there's so much opportunity there. And then I mean, I've been following along on the Super Base stuff. The magazine is definitely exceeding expectations. It's super clean. It's super well done. You guys did a fantastic job there. So pumped to follow you guys this summer, see how all of this plays out, and we'll be tuning into the content house for sure.
No, I appreciate that. Yeah, it should be interesting. It's like one of those things where it's like, okay, you're either like early or you're just kind of like wrong. And I think, I don't know, call me crazy, but I think there is like a time, and there has to be something that trailblazes it or shows like the opportunity within it, that maybe not a Mr. Beast or someone has like a token, like, and they've like, I remember, I can't remember who was telling me, but Nick Merckx, he's like a big streamer, and he's like, yeah, I do these giveaways for you guys and stuff, but like, how do I fractionalize what I'm doing? Or like, how do I create a Nick Merckx like stock? And that you can do that like with a token, right? And if it's treated and you're doing, it's, ethical and it's done properly, which what we'll do within the house is have a structure to what this looks like. That kind of makes sense. If you would have said, hey, you could buy stock in the Nelk Boys or in Danny Duncan 5-6 years ago, I would have taken that bet. I knew they were going to grow. I knew they were going to blow up. And it sounds crazy because you're like trying to, a token. You're talking about a meme coin on Solana, like the celebs did, in 2024. But it's like, no, I think there is an opportunity or an ideation to it that makes sense to me and should be fun.
And even as a creator, like because like the counter argument is like, how do you know that they're not, whatever percentage, how are they not going to put it back into the community? And it's like that, I think the market, they'll take it and run with it. And the ones that do keep pumping things back into their community will just grow bigger.
Right.
I mean, it's that model of like, if you are making sure that your fan base is eating well and growing with you, like they become more diehard. They become more invested in you in so many ways because like you're coming up together.
Right.
Not just like, let me extract everything from my fans and then nobody's left with anything.
No, exactly. I think there's like a couple of things there that you mentioned where it's like, okay, maybe at the beginning people are only paying attention because there's like a degenerate side where people can monetize. Like, for example, I'm a big fan of the Toronto Maple Leafs. I'll watch them religiously. Like, that's my childhood team. And I probably won't watch other hockey teams. But if I got money on the Carolina Hurricanes or the Florida Panthers or whatever, I'm probably tuning in. So it's like the same scenario where it's like, okay, you have $100, $200, whatever it is in Jimmy's token. You're probably tuning into the content because if the challenge that week revolves around, well, Jimmy happens to be really jacked and we're doing a challenge in the weight room or whatever. Well, chances are Jimmy's going to win. And maybe what part of the challenge is whatever token supply that we had locked, if we say we buy 50, 60% of I'm not sure what the tokenomics look like on the creator side now, but something that directly affects the chart. Maybe it's a market buy. I'm not fully sure, but Jimmy's going to win that challenge that week. So now you want to front run because you're paying attention to the content. You want to front run because Jimmy's token's going to go up because he's going to crush in the weight room. So there's like these added dynamics. And then as you kind of go further along, there's chemistries in the house. It's like you watch Big Brother, you go in there with an open mind. You like the idea of the show, but you have no idea who the new cast is. By the end of it, you're like, I really hope this guy wins. Like, this guy's dope. Or in Survivor, it sucks when your favorite person gets voted out. And I think it's kind of the same. It's just a matter of, okay, I have to get people to give a shit. So add the degenerate version of okay, how can they gamble on tokens? Cool. We tokenize the actual creators. And then we just have to do our job on executing of let's just do good content. We're good at that. Let's put really cool people, a house, make it chaotic. That's what you're good at, Jake. And let's just do that. And so, I don't know. You put it all together. I think it makes sense, and we'll see. It's kind of an experiment in itself too. But I hope next time, maybe at the end of the summer, we do this back, and I'm like, we're doing a season 2, and we've got an even bigger budget now.
Yeah, let's do it.
I think Elon had a good tweet on this yesterday where he said there's no place where you can get your first 100
Yes.
viewers as quickly as on Pump Fun. Why? Thousands of people are actively scanning new launches, incentivized to find the next big thing early. The next speed will be born in the trenches.
I love
It's
that
right
you,
on.
Yes, I love that you said that, because that's something I was saying to you guys last night, where it's like, yeah, sure, it doesn't mean that person likes that person, they're a fan of that person when they tune into that Pump Fun live stream, but it doesn't matter, because it's your job as a creator to win them over. If they're there just to make money, that's fine. But if you can be entertaining, or you can be lovable, or a personality, like, chances are you can convert that person to being a fan, not just an audience member, right? And I love that was brought up, because it's like, right away, you go live on Kick you could go live on Kick for a whole year and maybe get 1 to 2 viewers. Like, it's not guaranteed that you're gonna on Pump Fun. I promise you, if any single one of you guys went on Pump Fun right now, I'm not saying to do it, but like, and made a token and went live, you instantly have 60, 50, 40, maybe 10, whatever, but you have 10 people watching you.
Which that's the hardest part, is literally
Right.
to get in front of anybody. That's the hardest part. And if you truly believe in like yourself as an entertainer, as a creator, or anything, like, then like, you need to get past that part and get in front of people.
Yeah, and if you can use that as the tool to get you to that, whatever that step is, I don't know. I think it works, but we'll see.
We will see. Excited to tune in. It's going to be a ton of fun. We got to spin the wheel again for the community. And I do have an idea of how we can pick somebody. So within the last hour, we have onboarded Soul Jakey to the Monad testnet. We've given him some NFTs. We've talked about Fantasy Top. We've talked about LFJ. We've talked about Rare Bet Sports. But there's a lot of other apps that are live on the Monad testnet. There's a lot of cool things to do. So for the viewers at home, go comment on the Pipelines X stream. Go comment, tag an app, or talk about an app that you think Jakey should check out on the Monad testnet. We'll give it a second for some of those comments to come in, and then I don't know, if you have some free time later, then you'll have a list of some apps to check out on the Monad testnet. So for everyone watching along, go on the Pipelines Twitter or X stream and comment an app that is live on the Monad testnet that you want Jakey to check out. It could be something fun like a mini game. It could be the next dominant exchange on Monad. It could be, an app like Kizzy, which we didn't talk about yet, which is really cool. We actually talked about it last night, I think, a little bit. But a lot of people doing cool things, both on the creator side of things, as well as, well beyond. A lot of use cases and a lot of cool things that you can build in the EVM space when you have that Solana-like speed and the low fees and the snappy UX provided by Phantom.
Yeah, dope.
Beautiful. All right, I'm feeling some noties in my pocket. I'm just gonna pick someone who I think gave a good nomination. So I'll read some of them. We've got shout out Kizzy, just mentioned Kizzy. Shout out Kuru, shout out Curvance, Fantasy Top mentioned as well, Rare Bet Sports. Lever Bet is another one that's pretty cool.
Okay.
Leverage
Opinion
sports
Labs.
betting.
I see Opinion
Leverage
Labs.
sports betting.
Leverage sports
Damn,
betting.
it doesn't
So
get more.
So you could watch the Leafs and get liquidated on your leverage sports bet in the second period. Say the Leafs go down by like 3 goals or something, and you
Exactly what
had
happened in Game 7, but yeah.
yeah. See? Yeah.
Yeah,
But
they had a whole thing for March Madness, and so I took McNeese on like 3x leverage, and their odds started at like 25% or whatever, and it never went down. They just strictly increased in win percentages the whole game. So I just got the standard like 3x payout times 3. It's pretty sweet.
That's actually sick.
I think the best use for it's live betting. Like I've over the years made pretty good money. Like Mahomes goes down a touchdown or two, and you're like, put the house on, he's coming back.
Yeah.
So like if I could put leverage on that, 100%.
That's actually crazy. Degeneracy at its finest. I like it.
Okay. All right. So we had a lot of great app suggestions, but I'm selecting this person for the spin to win. One, because they're a longtime Monad in the Morning super fan, and we got to reward the loyal listeners. But two, because they mentioned an app that we haven't talked about yet, and one that you'll probably like. It is called nad.fun. It is very similar to pump.fun, but it is for the NADs, the Monad community, and it is live on the Monad testnet. You create your own token, and whatever happens next happens next. But it is a testnet, so it's all valueless, fun, community, and memery. So this one is going to go to Sasuke.
Ooh.
We've spun for Sasuke before, but Sasuke is a long-time, loyal, and OG listener. So Jakey,
But before we spin,
before we spin,
like we're at 9,200 views. I think we gotta hit 10K before this stream ends because it's too close. And I don't know if you know, but Monad can do 10,000 transactions per second. So 10,000 is a big number.
It's written.
It is. All right, take it away, Jakey.
I can spin it.
Yeah.
Oh, a custom song.
All
so
right.
Jessup can speak to that.
So what a custom song means is I will make a song for you, Sasuke. If you noticed that the Just Jerry Bro song dropped like 2 days ago, the little jelly that you have,
right?
Yeah, there's a custom song for Just Jerry. Diego has a custom song. So Sasuke, I will be reaching out to you and we'll make a song and it'll be released on all the streaming platforms. So,
hell yeah.
How long does that take you?
There's some AI tools that we'll use.
Okay, fair enough. I didn't want to expose, but yeah, that's
Jessup's like in the recording studio like, for a day straight, just like cranks it out.
I was gonna say, damn.
Song. So I'm getting some breaking news from Cryptunes, the founder of Steve, but also working on ecosystem growth here at Monad Foundation. Tune says a big announcement is about to go live, I think on the Monad Eco account. So at Monad_Eco. I actually don't know what this announcement is. So Stream is getting the alpha, and then we're going to wrap up here in just a couple minutes. We're already going a little bit long, but for the chat here, go pull up Monad Eco, and you can potentially be the first to get the alpha on whatever announcement is about to drop there.
Also, James sent me a DM. He gave away a BMW today. That was the car. James's car was the BMW on
the BMW Yayo.
Yeah,
absolutely love it. Shout out James, the godfather of the parallel EVM. James is you got to meet James. You guys would get along. He is co-founder of Monad Protocol, and he is now the CEO over at Category Labs, which does a lot of research, development, and engineering work for the Monad protocols. So we had James on last week. Super smart guy, but loves to have a lot of fun with the community as well. So.
Oh, he fudded the heck out of our prizes.
Yeah, he hates on our prizes a lot because our prizes are, well, as you can tell, he wants to give away cars, and we're giving away.
Yeah, he's more like Mr. Beast and
Oprah.
Yeah. Oprah, I like that. Yeah, I like
Heard
the
that
prizes
here first. All right, so we got this announcement coming up. Maybe we do one more final spin to win. Tune says no announcement unless this stream hits 10,000 viewers.
Oh my god!
Send it to your friends. Send it to your family. Send it to whoever you think is around right now to tune into the final.
Deploy the alts.
The final minutes of.
Looking just jumped up to 9,400.
Nice. Let's go. Those are rookie numbers. We got to get our numbers up this week. The more we grow, the more shows we can do, the longer we can hang out here with the Monad community. And I mean, if you're tuning in on episode 14 for the first time, the intent of this show is not only that we recap the fun and exciting stuff that's going on in the Monad ecosystem and the Monad community, but we'll often give you a little bit of alpha as well. So we're frequently teasing upcoming announcements. We're telling you what's happening behind the scenes. We've given updates that the Monad validator set was going to expand before that announcement was made live. So if you tune in here on Monad in the morning, you do get some alpha, and you today you got to watch Jakey deliver a pizza, which was pretty darn cool.
Yeah, dude. I was just looking at my phone when people were like screenshotting and stuff. So yeah, shout out to the people that were watching. Thank you guys for having me. It's been a lot of fun.
Yeah, tremendous amount of fun. Glad that we were able to make this happen. Glad that we had Spam here in person and Intern Bra as well. I guess you missed this pretty early on, Jakey, but so I don't know if you've met previously, but Intern Bra is at Intern's younger brother, and they both work here at the Monad Foundation. We had at Intern in that seat at the start of the show. And then a half hour into the show, we swapped him with his younger brother, and nobody noticed.
I was gonna say, did it really?
No.
How much older is he than you?
4 years.
4 years?
Yeah.
Damn. But how like do they look? Like
Very much.
It's pretty
very
similar.
much, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
Different shirts today, which could have been a
And
clue.
you didn't
but
notice?
We just slotted them right in, and then
Dude, that's so gangster.
we were so committed to the bit that we forgot to revisit it for like a half hour. So nobody said anything about it for like half an hour. And then
So
we were
what?
like,
Did you just jump into conversation?
Yeah,
and
they
just was
cut
like,
they
oh.
cut to Danny over there, and then I pulled in and just like took wherever. I forget what we started with, but just kept it going.
Yeah, I know. We teed it up very naturally. Like the flow of the conversation was not interrupted, but that was
And
hilarious.
Were you like reading the comments to see if anybody noticed?
Yeah,
There was
yeah,
like
we
there
were.
was hardly anybody.
Yeah, I was
That's
checking
crazy.
and like nobody said.
They probably
anything.
thought Intern just put a sweatshirt on. Like,
That's so good. I
Wild.
love that.
But banger guest today. This was episode 14, Monad in the Morning. We are live every Thursday morning at 10 a.m. Eastern Time. Appreciate you, Spam. Appreciate you, Intern Bra. Appreciate you, Jakey. And, of course, appreciate Jessup holding down the
I
fort.
do have one last announcement on
Okay.
my personal side. Starting Saturday, I have a buddy who bet me $1,000 that he could lose more body fat than me in 8 weeks, and so I took him up on it. And what I'm going to do is Saturday I'm going to get a body fat scan, and I'm going to start a daily vlog. Savant's little brother is going to help me edit these daily vlogs every single time, and if I win, I'm going to give away the $1,000.
Hell yeah.
That's
Wow. Unreal. Absolutely
dope.
love it. Thanks for tuning in today. We've got Cryptunes Space live right now. We've got an announcement about to come off of Monad Eco. So if you're looking for more Monad community action, go hop into space with @Cryptunes. Thank you all for joining today. Thank you, guests, and we
Thank
will
you.
catch you on the next episode of Monad in the Morning next Thursday, 10 a.m. Eastern. Be there.